It is a beautiful day on the campus of Tennessee Tech. We've got some OVC Big South football on ESPN Plus. Hanging a left down at Tucker Stadium, 64 and sunny Golden Eagles against Southeast Missouri. Again, a crucial contest in conference play. Alongside Sam Brooks, Dylan Vazano here on ESPN Plus. The crowd continuing to file in. The energy is high. Number 8 in FCS football, Tennessee Tech, a 12-game winning streak, the longest active streak in FCS football. A SEMO team, they, the defending conference tournament champions, they shared it with Tech, Martin, and Tennessee State last year. They have won 2 in a row. We'll bring Sam Brooks in just a moment. We'll give you the keys to the game now. That is brought to you by Wilson, the official football of the OVC. Sam, you look at this game for SEMO. They're starting a freshman, Johnny Weber, the 3rd straight game. They got to protect him.
Really good freshman, you know, with the portal and the way things are going. And they lost some quarterbacks from last year, brought him in, and he's doing a really good job and getting better and better every week. Got to protect him. That's the key. Tennessee Tech's very good at rushing the passer. It's going to be very important to SEMO to block for him.
Red Hawks put up 42 points, a season high, in a win against EIU last Saturday. Tennessee Tech, they braved the elements, Mother Nature, last week in a win against Lindenwood. The Tech defense did give up a season-high 28 points. There were some big pass plays, so contain and stay in coverage for the Tech defense.
Really good offense for Lindenwood. It really challenged them out. But I tell you what, Tennessee Tech really needed that at this point in the season. And it showed some of the weaknesses. And, you know, as time goes on, Dylan, and the coordinators get to build out their offensive and defensive game plans, they get better and better every week because they have a lot more information to work on the opposing team.
Well, Southeast Missouri, they are 2-1 in league play. Golden Eagles, a perfect 4-0. For Tech, the last 2 games, not just at Lindenwood, but at Charleston Southern. Heavy rainfall throughout. Can't ask for a better day weather-wise here for the final Saturday in October.
The home schedule here at Tennessee Tech has been absolutely beautiful. First really sign of fall was this week. First frost of the year this week in Cookeville. So it's but this is perfect football weather. Having those pads on, they'll love this temperature and this sunshine and the weather for today here at Tennessee Tech.
Red Hawks have won the last 3 against Tennessee Tech. Got to go back to 2021 here in Cookeville, the last time Tech topped SEMO. Dom LeBlanc to boot it away, off and running here at Tucker Stadium. Cole Rubel fields inside the 5-yard line. One of the SEMO running backs is tackled after he gets past the 20, and that's where we'll see the Red Hawk offense for the first time today.
Nice job right there. We got a penalty after the play. Flag just went down. Good coverage by Tennessee Tech. Nice return there, 20-plus yards there for SEMO. Getting them okay field position. We'll see what the flag is.
Brandon McCain, our referee for today's ball game.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 12. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. Down.
So unsportsmanlike conduct against Tech. We'll take a look now at the quarterback comparison. That's brought to you by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition company. Jimo Iwagwu in on the stop.
Tennessee Tech, one of the best rushing defenses in the entire nation, and you can see it there by the first play. A lot of depth on that defensive line, too. Coach Sam Williamson likes to run 3 units in and out of the game to keep them fresh.
Weber, the redshirt freshman out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. This is first pass attempt over the middle, hauled in on the completion there for Southeast Missouri. It goes to Nolan Reed, the tight end.
Gorgeous throw by the quarterback. He saw the safety coming over the top, left it on his inside shoulder where the defender could not get to it. Nice throw and catch.
Tim Kutras, the tackle. It'll set up 3rd and 6 from the SEMO 40. Weber, the reigning conference freshman of the week, threw 4 touchdown passes in the win against EIU. He's back again, some pressure. The pass is too tall. Just over the outstretched attempt by Calvin Gilbert to bring fourth down.
Defensive pressure there from the backside really got to him very quickly. Had to get rid of the ball before that curl opened up in the middle. Like a good route run right there, just to overthrow, because he had to force the ball and get rid of it before he actually wanted to. Nice defensive pressure by the defensive line again from Tennessee Tech.
The Golden Eagle defense, despite giving up a season-high 28 points last week at Lindenwood, they are 4th in the country in scoring defense, and they force a 3-and-out on the opening drive. First punt for Kingston. Holloway calls for the fair catch. Lets it take a bounce. Bit of a SEMO roll at the 25-yard line. We'll see Keikoa Vesperis and company for Tech.
A little bit of wind today, held that ball up. Not going to travel as far into that wind, but pretty good field position for Tennessee Tech, about the same spot that SEMO started their drive on. Again, as we've talked about other games, about 10, 15 plays are scripted by the offensive coordinator, so we'll see what they script here to kind of see how the defense reacts to their plays, and then, of course, it'll be call by call.
Little's the man in motion. He'll get the carry around the far side, tackled in the backfield. That is a nice stop right there. SEMO's DJ Delmore, 2nd and long.
Great open field tackle by Delmore there on the jet sweep action from Holloway coming all the way across the field, dangerous with the ball in his hands. Really good job, great open field tackle there. First play for SEMO.
A lot of talk about the Red Hawk offense, the 42 points against EIU. The Red Hawk defense last week forced 6 turnovers. They picked off 5 passes. Vesperis, he'll look to now throw the football, and it is clipped going out of bounds to bring up 3rd and 10.
Nice job by Vesperis there. If nothing's there, get rid of the football, get out of the pocket, get the ball. Don't take a sack, don't throw an interception. Very smart young player there.
The Red Hawk defense, like the Tech defense, have a lot of depth at the defensive line. And they've been playing well in the winning streak against EIU and Tennessee State. The 6 turnovers that we mentioned they forced, they also forced 3 in the win over TSU.
Pretty good at base cover 2 defense safeties on the hash here.
3rd and long. Vesperis moving around. He'll look to tuck it and run. Keikoa Vesperis tackled at the 30-yard line. And now the SEMO defense forces a 3-and-out. Ian Williams on the stop.
Just really good coverage there, Dylan, by SEMO's defensive backfield. Nowhere to go. Had everybody covered up. Was going to try and run for the first down. It just wasn't there. They did a good job of staying at home. And then once he crossed that line of scrimmage, breaking on him and making the tackle. Good defensive stands by both teams on their first series.
Couple of 3-and-outs. Here to start the contest at Tucker Stadium. Ashby punting, Joe Bryant back deep. Angles the kick, Fields on a bounce. Bryant with a little bit of running room across the far side.
We talk about this all the time. What's the importance of fielding that ball? Well, that ball's bouncing. That's that rugby-style kick. And if he hadn't fielded that, it would have gone probably 15 or 20 yards more.
Well, we'll see the Red Hawk offense when we return scoreless early on ESPN+. Tech defense back out on the field. About to be the second drive for the Red Hawk offense. Start to get to this point, the final Saturday in October. Race is heating up in the conference. The slate of games all starting in a little bit. EIU at Charleston Southern, Western Illinois at TSU. Gardner-Webb and Lindenwood, that's a matchup against a couple of 2-1 teams in the conference. Here's Weber, the redshirt freshman. He's got time. He's taking a shot deep. Double coverage. The pass is incomplete. Through traffic with the intended target, Donnie Cheers. It's 2nd and 10.
I tell you, that one laid up there for a long time in the wind, and any one of those three could have came up with it. I think the offensive receiver did a very good job of making sure that Tennessee Tech did not intercept that ball.
Greg Turner, Andrew Smith, both around the action for the purple and gold. 2nd and 10. Weber, quick pass to the near side. It's intercepted. Pass picked off. It is Andrew Smith again. Oh, he's got another interception.
First down, Tennessee Tech.
Believe you, this is a young freshman quarterback new to the position for SEMO. There was a miscommunication in the pre-snap there. I think he called for a little stop by the inside slot receiver, and he did not get the call and was going to block, and he threw the ball, and Tennessee Tech was able to break on it. It looks like it is an interception.
Team leading 3rd INT of the year. Other two went for pick sixes. Had him in back-to-back weeks, Andrew Smith.
Seems like he's a magnet for the ball.
Alcorn State transfer. The game's first turnover. Golden Eagles will throw the ball. Noah Robinson's got the reception. He's inside the 20. Robinson, a nice start to the Tech drive.
And a penalty at the end there. It looks like it might have been a face mask. But good job, nice throw and catch. Just a little stop route. Take what the defense gives you. He got the ball out there very quickly on a long throw across the field and was able to pull it in for a huge gain. Very good protection at back right there. Just a little stop, get to the outside, uses the forearm. Yeah, I think it probably is a face mask.
It's Justin Johnson on the tackle.
You rarely see that called. An offensive face mask, it looks like.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So that's against Noah Robinson after the reception.
Rarely do you see that called, but it looked pretty obvious. He had his hand on his face mask, pushing and turning his head, so had to call that one. Still be a first down for Tennessee Tech. Good offensive pickup on their second drive of the game.
Second penalty for Tennessee Tech. Will now be a 1st and 6. They go right back to Robinson, but he's unable to haul it in. Incomplete the pass.
Been pretty sure-handed since that very first game, Dylan, that we were able to watch. He dropped a couple of balls then, really worked on that with his receiving coach, John Allen, and it was perfect strike right in his hands and had it for a second. Defender was there and able to knock it out of his hands. Got to watch that ball into your tuck. That would have been a huge pickup for Tennessee Tech on a slant route that was wide open. The Spears caught him in a double safety blitz up the middle and was able to hit that slant route over the top.
Robert Morris transfer Robinson, the conference leader with 6 touchdown catches. Again through the air. This time Maurice Sullivan in on the action. That'll be enough for a first down to the 20-yard line.
Same play that Tennessee Tech has got any yardage on. It's actually been the same play, just a little stop route. That's something they've seen in pregame and looking at it here as they've scripted a couple of plays and wide open with the cornerbacks dropping hard and the safeties playing up tight on the run.
Trell Riley brings him down to the turf. Sullivan's got touchdown catches in each of his last 2 games. Golden Eagle offense on the move. Quintel Quinn, his first carry of the afternoon, turns the corner. Nice pickup on first down for the big Quintel Quinn.
The thing that impressed me with Quintel and his running ability, he's a big guy, almost 230 pounds, but as you watch him, he doesn't look like he's moving. He doesn't look like he's running fast, and you just saw he outran the coverage. They had a beat on him to the outside, and he just outran it.
Had his most carries of the season last Saturday, 16 rushes. Went over the century mark again in the win over Lindenwood. 135 rushing yards, a touchdown as well. Second down play, design quarterback run. Keikoa Vesperis will fall short of the first down yardage. It'll be 3rd down for Tennessee Tech.
I think Vesperis is probably earned his right to get a few more carries with what he's been able to do the last couple of games. And he's not the biggest quarterback in the world as you look at him right there, but man, is he tough and very, very smart player. Doesn't turn the ball over very much and runs very well, as we saw was a key factor to Lindenwood's win last week.
Jeremy Walton, Slade, Dollar, both in on the stop. Vesperis. 5 minutes in, a 3rd and 3. Vesperis, pass, reception made. Tramel Jones trying to get into the end zone. He will. Spins it back in. Tennessee Tech strikes first. Tramel Jones to the house.
Tramel Jones, the touchdown maker. That's how he introduces himself. Love it. Good job splitting that defensive coverage right there. Tackle, splitting and getting into end zone. He has a nose for the end zone since he's been here at Tennessee Tech, really his whole career. Just a good job getting that ball out of flat where no coverage is. Slips the defenders right there and gets it into the first score of the game for Tennessee Tech.
Second straight game with a touchdown, Jones. The move at the end. Golden Eagles, a touchdown. LeBlanc splits the uprights. Another good start for the Golden Eagles. Tennessee Tech leading it 7-0. And we will have ourselves a break in the action. Little over 5 minutes in here at Tucker Stadium. Tech 7, SEMO nothing on ESPN+.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC. In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
The Coach's Profile presented by Kentucky Tourism. Come explore your new Kentucky home. Tom Matukowicz is 12th year guiding the Redhawks. He's got the most wins with 66, the most conference wins with 49 in the program's Division I history. He's led them to multiple playoff appearances, 4 of them. 3 conference titles, including a share last season. Really, Southeast Missouri football not too big of a thing before he got there. Now a perennial powerhouse in this league.
Yeah, that's really an understatement. He's done a fantastic job and has chosen to, had several other offers along the way, has chosen to stay there. He's found a home there and has just done an incredible job at SEMO and really put them on the map.
They had a 2018 playoff win against Stony Brook for the first playoff victory in program history. Well, the Golden Eagle offense, quick drive, good field position. Tramel Jones, a 13-yard touchdown grab. Keikoa Vesperis is league-leading 8th TD toss of the season. Golden Eagle defense capitalizing on the Andrew Smith interception. Johnny Weber's third career start. The first two, both victories. Takes a snap. Weber looking with time. Weber throws it down. That'll be a catch and a first down. Big gain for Peyton Brown. He brings it all the way into Tennessee Tech territory, 46-yard line.
Really nice job coming across the field. The back looped out and went all the way across the field. The receivers ran everybody off on go routes downfield, and that left the underneath wide open. You'll see the tailback right there making a move on the linebacker to get free. A nice throw by the quarterback. Good successful play, a lot of yards. Good pickup for SEMO.
Caleb Purdy and Swafford on the stop. What was a 29-yard gain. Weber forced to throw it out of bounds to make it 2nd and 10.
Real good job by Aiden Swafford on the short side over here. It was going to be a screen and go, and he faked the little screen, but they held tough over the top with the safeties and the cornerback, nowhere to go. So he went backside to try and find somebody open, got pressure from the middle, and had to throw it away out of bounds.
His team was led by Jax Leatherwood, the San Diego, California native. Started the first 5 games of the year. There's a flag on the play with the pass caught on the reception. The running back, Brandon Epton Jr.
Swafford with the tackle there, but Kutrich, good job getting to it. See what the call is.
Holding, offense, number 75, 10-yard penalty, check down.
Happened pretty quick, so it had to be somewhere in the interior line. But you get a look at it, nice little cross direction with a screen coming to the backside. The hold was right up in the middle, and just really nothing there anyway. Really good coverage by Tennessee Tech's linebacking core with support from the defensive back on the corner there.
SEMO's first penalty of the afternoon. Weber, trouble, just gets rid of it. Avoided the sack. Let's see if they say there was a SEMO player around. So they won't call
There's no
grounding.
call for intentional grounding. Number 22 is in the area. It's 3rd down.
They say Peyton Brown was in the area.
Yeah, really good job. It's a double screen. They're going to fake the screen out to the receiver right there, come back to the back, but they took down the back, so he threw it in the area where the back got tackled, which is a good job by the quarterback, getting rid of it and not taking the loss right there. Nice pressure by Tennessee Tech.
A.J. Crawford almost able to bring him down to the turf. A 3rd and 20. Weber throws far side, hauled in with the reception by Calvin Gilbert. Goes into Tennessee Tech territory.
Just a nice little 10-yard out to get some of the yardage back, maybe in hopes of getting the ball to him early and letting him use his athletic ability to get the first down, but it was thrown late right to the out-of-bounds side, and he couldn't really do anything with the ball. Good throw and catch, got some yards back, but it's going to create a punting situation again for SEMO on their second drive. Holloway back at the 10-yard line, waiting for the punt. Be punting into the wind again.
Ryan Kingston, the 6'6" southpaw. Left-footed kicker, the Eastern Michigan transfer. So we'll take a bounce and be fielded inside the 5. Great job at the SEMO punt coverage.
Great punt.
The Golden Eagles will be backed up. They get ready for their 3rd drive today.
What I've seen so far defensively for SEMO, Dylan, is they're really getting 8-9 people up in the box, even though you're still trying to make it look like 2 safeties on the hash and maybe a cover 2 deep coverage. They're really coming hard to stop Tennessee Tech's running game. And Tennessee Tech's not 7 yards on the run so far. So they've done a good job of stopping him. But that's opened up the passing game for Tennessee Tech, which led to the last touchdown.
From the 3-yard line, Tech backed up. The Sparris play action, and that one is incomplete. It was tipped at the line. He wanted to get it to Robinson.
Same exact play they've run with any success on this little stop route outside. SEMO was able to get some hands on the ball that time. You see, nice job by the defensive end there for SEMO, getting his hands on the ball, knocking it down. And nothing for Tech.
Travian Thompson, the 6'2" senior, knocks it down. Golden Eagles have come out throwing the football. Pressure in the end zone. Vesperis dives to avoid the safety. He ends up bringing it to the 1-yard line. It is a loss of 2, but avoids the safety there.
Man, what a great defensive call by SEMO's defensive coordinator there. Locked up man-to-man on everybody across the board and really went after the quarterback. It was going to be a passing play, but they had enough people in the backfield that he just really did a good job of putting his nose down and getting across the goal line so it wasn't a safety.
Trey Lyle, Slade Dollar. Almost got him in the end zone. SEMO can get off the field and get great field position out of this. Vesperis rolling in the end zone looking, and he'll just walk out of bounds.
Good smart play. Nothing open downfield. Good job taking what you can get. Punt the ball away. Let your defense do their thing. Great defensive series right there for SEMO. Nice pressure. Really kind of felt like they had a beat on what Tennessee Tech was going to do coming out of the end zone in that short yard situation.
Well, it all started with a Ryan Kingston punt down to the 3. Red Hawk defense forces its second 3 and out against Tennessee Tech in the early going. Bryant set up inside the Tech 45. The Ashby kick goes right out of bounds. Gonna be great field position for the Red Hawks. It'll be the 34-yard line where they will have it on offense.
Just not a very good punt there. He probably wishes he had that one back. Great field position, as you said, for SEMO. Best starting point that they've had thus far in the football game. We'll see what they'll be able to do with it.
SEMO's defense looking sharp early. This is a matchup between the top 2 teams in terms of pass offense. Red Hawks are averaging about 265 yards per game through the air. Tech is second, a little over 245 through the air. Rubel gets his first carry, escapes a couple of tackles, hard-earned yards. He'd think he only got 1 right there. It's a tough one to get.
Jalen Shepard, outside linebacker, got in there first right at the line of scrimmage, got his hands around his ankle, held on. He broke that one and was able to get upfield a yard before other Tennessee Tech defenders were right on him.
Rubel, a big game against TSU 2 weeks ago. Just 5 carries for 19 yards last Saturday against Eastern Illinois. Second and long play. Weber lost the football, picks it back up. Weber trying to avoid King and then just flips it out of bounds.
A lot of pressure for the young freshman coming in the game. Right, you get a good look at him right there. He just went back to throw it.
No foul for intentional grounding.
Ball
the ball
came out of his hand.
Beyond the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down.
.6'5", 213 pounds, red shirt freshman quarterback for SEMO.
Jax Leatherwood was injured about a month ago. Torn MCL in the game against Martin, the conference opener. There is a flag on the play. The reception is hauled in. Tim Koutras brings down Joe Bryant.
Looks like an area. It could be a offensive lineman upfield or a hold one.
Illegal formation. Offense. 4 players lining up.
Not enough men on the line, yep.
Please set the game clock.
The Red Hawks second penalty.
59 seconds. Thank you.
It's hurtful in a game like this. We talked about at the start of the game, just limiting those mistakes.
Oh, it stays 3rd and long. Golden Eagles getting a touchdown. Tramel Jones, a 13-yard reception from Keikoa Vesperis. It was after an Andrew Smith interception. That's the game's scoring so far. Tennessee Tech with the longest winning streak in program history, the longest active streak in the FCS, 12 in a row. Ranked 8th in the nation. Weber throws and a tough grab. Did he get it? No.
Oh, what a play. You're right, Dylan. He had that ball coming down to the ground, and Tennessee Tech defender got his hand on the hand of the receiver and knocked it out as he was going out of bounds. Would have been an incredible catch. A nice play by the Tennessee Tech defenders. We're going to get a great view of it right here. Number 2's right there, got his hand right on the ball where he received it. Great play, just an incredible play.
Yeah, Monty Hunt. Going toe-to-toe with Cheers. Comes another Kingston punt. They'll try to pin Tech back deep again inside the 10-yard line. Holloway on the fair catch.
A little bit more breathing room there.
And we will have a break in the action. Golden Eagles will have the football inside the 10, 5:38 to go. Quarter number 1 in Cookeville. Coach of the Golden Eagles, his second season at the helm, Bobby Wilder. 12 wins in a row, the 7-0 start for Tennessee Tech, the best since 1977. So what an incredible year. Golden Eagles have already clinched a winning season. Back-to-back years for the first time since 2000-2001. See Obi Sani. He'll get a carry. Sani, running room. Breaks the tackle. Look out for Obi Sani. He'll have a first down.
Obi Sani can fly. I know I keep harping on this. This kid has got some real speed. He gets around the outside. Nice job breaking that first tackle and turns it up. If he gets in the open at all, if he gets any daylight, he will be gone.
Out for the Lindenwood game after back-to-back touchdowns. The 2 contests prior. Vesperis goes down. So he had some pressure. Fell down at the 20, where it'll be 2nd and 10.
I think the key there, though, Dylan, good coverage downfield. The receivers aren't open. They're playing some good man-to-man, running with them. And with that pressure, wasn't able to find anybody.
With how explosive this Tech offense has been, leading the nation over 50 points per game, Redhawks have looked sharp early defensively. 2nd and 10. Vesperis steps up. Vesperis goes down. A SEMO sack.
Same exact thing there. Just good man-to-man pressure by the defensive backs and good pressure up the middle. They've got 9 in the box, and they're sending them. And you can see it right there, a spy, number 25, spying on the quarterback and was able to get a good tackle for loss.
Cole Dukovic, College of DuPage transfer, started his career at Northern Iowa. Golden Eagles flip it over to Tramel Jones. He makes the first man miss, has a lot to go to get to the first down. And again, it's Semo that will force Tennessee Tech into a punt. Justice Johnson around the action.
Just very good defensive stand right there for Semo. From my perspective up here, really loading that box, stopping the run, getting pressure on the quarterback, and playing some good man-to-man defense now. That can last for a while, but Tennessee Tech will try and figure something out, crossing routes, some goes, fades, post, and break that down as we've seen in the past.
Big punt out of Ashby. That backs the Semo punt returner up. It's pretty good, though, return. He crosses the 40-yard line on the Red Hawks with Joe Bryant. Good field position for the Red Hawks.
Really good tackle right there by Bryant, because if he got by Bryant, there wasn't a lot past that. He would have got some really good yardage. Nice punt by Ashby after the poor punt that he had the first time. Semo gets a pretty good field advantage right now in the last two series for each team. Really back Tennessee Tech up inside their own red zone coming out, with Semo having really good starts to their drives.
Red Hawks have been limited in the game thus far. 46 yards of total offense. That's the fourth completion for Weber. He zips it over to Brandon Epton Jr. on a first down play.
Nice little screen, quick screen to the tailback out of the backfield. Got three blockers out there, the wideouts and pulling guard in front of him. Pickup of about 4 yards on first down. Semo really sticking with that trips, one receiver, one back package, and putting some motion into that to level it up at times.
2nd and 6. Weber over the middle, the reception for the first down. Calvin Gilbert into Tennessee Tech territory to the 45. Kutras on the stop.
Nice job going across the middle and concentrating on the ball. Good job by Weber getting the ball to him. It's tough going across the middle knowing those linebackers are coming right at you. He did a good job of looking that ball in, making the catch, and getting a tough first down.
Tech leading 7-0, about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Weber keeps it himself. Not a whole lot of running room right there. They say he got back to the line, so it is 2nd and 10. Jeremy Mendez for the Golden Eagles on the tackle.
Good job staying at home, making the quarterback keep that on that option. I don't think they want to do that a whole lot, but probably intend to get that to the tailback on that pitch. But Tennessee Tech did a good job of making him keep and was able to stop him right at the line of scrimmage, creating 2nd down and 10.
From the Tech 45, Weber rolling, and he'll just run right out of bounds.
Great assignment football downfield there by the defensive backs. And you mentioned against Lindenwood last week, Tennessee Tech had a couple breaks in the defensive backfield, which led to long touchdowns by Lindenwood. I think they probably really concentrated on those this past week, try to figure out why those mistakes were taking place. Will be a big 3rd down right here for Semo. Trips again. Back to this side, one tight end in.
The Red Hawks 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Here's Weber. Steps up, dances around. Pressure goes down. Tennessee Tech with the sack. Golden Eagles bring up 4th down.
Le Perry right there knocking him down. Good job. Nice look at that young man right there. Great quickness and was able to get into that backfield you see on the replay. Little X stun up the middle. He stayed with his block. Quarterback tried to get out. Right there he was. Really had it smothered. Does other Golden Eagles right there for the play with a 2-yard loss, creating a 4th down and 12. Let's look at this one with Trey Holloway and see what he can do with the ball this time.
Tech gets the sack. Another punt, Kingston. He's done a good job pinning Tech back, and again inside the 10. With 23 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Really nice punt there, getting that ball up in the air where his defender could get downfield. Good job by Trey Holloway. It's called the 10-yard rule. Catching that ball at the 10-yard line, making sure it don't get inside the 10 and in, which happened with a great punt a couple series ago by the SEMO punter.
Well, the Redhawks defensively, they've stood tall in this first quarter. What have you seen from the SEMO defense up to this point?
You can see it up here, Dylan. They are really loading that box up, and it's giving Vesperis a lot of problems. Even when they have a two-safety look on the hash, a lot of times they're sneaking them in and they're getting in there to support that run or getting pressure on him quick so he doesn't have time to get rid of the football.
Trouble with the snap, then the pass incomplete. Sullivan unable to bring it down.
That's tough. That's a little box in route right there for Sullivan. He's got sure hands, and that's something we're seeing right now that we've not seen in prior games. They got to make those plays. That ball hits you in the hands, you've got to catch that football. That was a 7-yard pickup on first down that would be very important. So Tennessee Tech not really helping themselves on the early downs and getting some pressure in defense that they not really felt this year thus far. So let's see how they handle it.
Riley the coverage. They're going to give it to Quintel Quinn up the middle. Not a whole lot of running room. It's about 3 on the carry to bring up 3rd down and long on what should be the final play of the first quarter. Golden Eagles trying to get to the line. But that will do it for the first. 15 minutes in the books. Got a defensive battle early on in Cookeville. Tech leads 7-0. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this. Start of the second quarter here on ESPN+. Dylan Vazano, Sam Brooks. Today, Ella Fox on graphics, Colin Latch replay, Ethan Putnam directing, Josiah Jackson, the producer. It'll be a 3rd down and 7 to start quarter number 2. Kennedy Fauntleroy, the first time we see him in the football game. Tech running back. The pass will sail over Robinson, but here comes a flag.
A lot of hand play on that one.
Pass interference, defense, automatic, first down.
That corner route was coming right to us, and you could see he's kind of stumbled a little bit because of the push from behind. Good call by the ref. That was only one flag thrown right there. Yeah, a little corner route, best route in football. See the hold right there. Tried to break out of it, no way to get to the football. Just
DJ Delmore, the Baton Rouge, Louisiana product. Had a 95-yard pick-6 last game, one of the 5 interceptions. Kennedy Fauntleroy, haven't seen him all year because of an injury. He's a Wake Forest transfer, as if Tennessee Tech needed any more running backs. Vesperis, that's a free football. The Golden Eagles look like they dove on top of it with Christian Thomas. Question will be if that's a fumble, if Vesperis was throwing the football.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass.
good call there. We kind of thought we saw that up here in the box, and they confirmed it. Again, had a push right here. Nice job getting rid of the blocker right there and getting his hands on the quarterback. Hand was moving forward. Scrum for the ball, but it was an incomplete pass as a result. Trips right for Tennessee Tech. Tight end right also.
So Travian Thompson again getting to the Tech quarterback. Vesperis, he'll keep it himself. Nowhere to go. Thompson spins him down at the turf. Semo up front. Not a whole lot of running room for Vesperis.
Yancey Brown was right there on him. He's had a heck of a game already in this first half, really pressuring the quarterback. No answer for him thus far. But they're just four up front. Nobody blocked him. They missed assignment right there. Vesperis is going to be a called run by Vesperis, and he was able to see that and make a great play. Third down and about 16 for Tennessee Tech.
Obviously early, but one of the few times all year we've seen Tech not able to run the football. 21 rush yards on 11 attempts.
Oh.
High snap, Vesperis hauls it in. He will look to tuck it and run again. Can Vesperis get to the first down? He slides short of it to the 30-yard line. And the Golden Eagles again forced a punt.
Just an incredible job so far of SEMO with their defensive game plan for a really high-powered Tennessee Tech offense. And they've been doing a good job of executing it. That's just the gist of the game thus far is the defense that SEMO's put up. Tennessee broke through with a long drive and was able to get points on the board, which is really meaning a lot right now. And punting situation again for Tennessee Tech with 13:33 left in the half.
So been rather busy, both punters. Ashby for Tech.
Oh.
There's going to be some flags as Ashby is hit. The Tech punter. Officials talking about it, but 2 flags were thrown. Then there's a flag at the end of the play as well.
Barely got that ball off. Big discussion, multiple flags.
Ashby got hit. And then where the SEMO return started, hit as well.
Beautiful view right here. I mean, that's running into, roughing will be the difference in the calls. And then I'm not sure what happened downfield.
And right at the end, it's our referee, Brandon McCain, as they try to sort everything out here with a Tech lead of 7-0 early on in the second quarter.
Here we go, a good look at it from up top. I don't know if that'll be a roughing. I guess it can really go either way. And here at the end, he catches the ball. Oh, is that block right there? It looked like a good block from here. He was on the front side of him. No blind side.
There's Tyler Nix at the end. What has been primarily a defensive battle in this game. About to get the call.
There are fouls by each team running into the kicker receiving team. That 5-yard penalty is enforced for the previous spot. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal line. We'll replay 4th down.
Total replay on the down with both penalties. Both penalties being marked off. It'll knock Tennessee Tech back with a repunt.
So the unnecessary roughness. And it was the running into the kicker. Golden Eagles will punt again. Bryant back deep. Tech being backed up right now. It's Gavin Wilson out there, not Ashby. As he prepares for the punt. Bryant calling for the fair catch. And again, good field position for SEMO. They've done a nice job all afternoon in terms of the field position game.
Yeah, all in all, they're winning the battle of field position in the first half.
And we will have immediate timeout. Red Hawk football at the 45-yard line when we come back. 7-0, Tennessee Tech on top.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt Bakery Bars. From oats and honey, to chocolate chip, to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
The true spirit of tech is unlike anywhere else, and no two words capture it better than this. Wings Up. It's more than a motto. It's who we are. Wings Up means we don't wait for the right path to appear. We forge our own. Every school has a battle cry. We have an anthem.
Wings Up.
Wings Up. Wings Up.
Wings Up.
Come to Tennessee Tech and live Wings Up.
Red Hawks football at its own 45-yard line. 7-0 Tech leads. Of a field position game, Red Hawks have had nice starting opportunities, unable to cash in. Tech defense looking sharp in the early going. SEMO, one of 3 teams in the league, 2-1, along with Lindenwood and Gardner-Webb. Martin is on a bye, they're 3-1. And you've got Tech at a perfect 4-0. Epton Jr. the carry, little bit of running room, a nice carry across the 50 on a first down rush.
Really nice job. There was nothing in the play design hole he was going to. He bounced it outside and picked up 6 yards on first down for SEMO. Nice individual effort right there.
Leon Thomas the tackle, Charleston Southern transfer.
Epton, a 6 foot, 198-pound senior.
Been playing some of his best football this season. 4 rushing touchdowns over the last 3 games. Had his best receiving day last Saturday against EIU. Weber gonna go deep with the football, and it's brought down. The reception by Joe Bryant, the freshman, on a big play.
Yeah, really good play design. Got flow moving to their right side, right towards us. Sent the receiver on a crossing post route, mini post route back to the other side. Quarterback came out of his fake, threw it all the way cross field. Nice pickup for SEMO.
Jalen Shepard, the tackle, now pressure. Again, goes back to Bryant. And is hit with a loss in the play of 1.
SEMO really wanting to get that ball downfield. It appears to me they think they found some weaknesses in Tennessee Tech's defensive backfield, and they're trying to exploit it, but pressure is really controlling that a little bit with the up front of Tennessee Tech's defensive line, the pressure they're putting on Weber in the backfield.
Pass to Bryant, went for 25. Now on a 2nd and 11. Pocket starts to collapse. Weber on the move, goes down. He felt the pressure from Caleb Brown, and it'll be 3rd and long.
It appeared to me the pocket was really nice. He had a little bit of pressure, but nobody really near him, but he chose to get out of the pocket, and that breaks all the receivers' routes off. Not bad right there. Stay in there and get rid of the football, deliver it downfield. If you get outside, you're by yourself, as he found out right there. Good contain and chase by Tennessee Tech's outside linebacker and defensive backfield.
So it'll look promising for SEMO. All of a sudden, a 3rd down and 15. Weber distributes it for the 1st down. He connects with Cam Pedro. First time we've called his name. Big pickup for the Red Hawks.
Best route in football, little smash corner route there by Pedro, and he was able to get it to him. Nice protection up front by the offensive line, was able to hit him on that corner route for a very nice pickup. It will be 1st down for SEMO on the 12.
Marshall transfer, had a big game against Tennessee Tech last year. 111 yards receiving and a score. He's got the 3rd most catches in the conference. His first today is a big one. Here comes SEMO. Brandon Epton Jr. near the 10-yard line.
Nice drive going here for SEMO, mixing it up with the run and the pass. Heavy pass oriented. Really worked for him on those crossing routes. About a 1 yard, maybe 2 yard pickup right there. Actually, we'll call it 1, 2nd and 9. Inside the 10-yard line.
Sandiford, the stop for Tech. Inside 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. SEMO trying to square the score. Pedro in motion. Weber looking that direction for Pedro into the end zone, almost intercepted. Amari Filia, he was there, passing complete. It'll be 3rd down.
A little crossing route right there, not necessarily a pick, but a little crossing route. Had 21 Calvin Gilbert going across the middle, wide open on a play they connected on. Almost an interception there, probably should have been an interception. Threw it a little late on that corner route. Filia was able to be there and almost bring that in. Big play right here for both teams.
3rd and 9 from the 11. SEMO 1 for 5 on 3rd downs today. Weber will look back at the sideline. Looks like SEMO wants to take a timeout. Tom Matukowicz came running down the sideline. The Red Hawks will stop the action, burning their first timeout.
Charge timeout, Southeast Missouri State. They're first. It's a full media timeout.
And this will be, as you heard, a media timeout. Got a huge 3rd down play when we return. Tennessee Tech leads 7-0 on ESPN+. Get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with your ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. Well, it's 7-0 Tennessee Tech. It's got a 3rd down and 9 play upcoming. The crowd at Tucker Stadium. Beautiful mid-60s afternoon, the final Saturday in October. A lot of defense early. It's been a good battle. Weber, he's going to have to try to run. Goes down. Weber is sacked. Theron Gaines.
You knew that was Kim Theron Gaines. Had such an incredible season for Tennessee Tech from his linebacker spot. Just got to the quarterback. Sure tackler when he gets there. Nice pressure. We were just talking up in the box about Tennessee Tech needing to put some more pressure on the quarterback. He definitely got to him that time.
We'll see Justin Keller, who is 6 for 9 this year. He will be attempting a 31-yard field goal. Snap low. Keller's kick is through. The Redhawks on the board. It's now 7-3. Keller connects from 31 yards out.
Offside defense, number
Penalty
2
against
in
Tech.
the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty is declined. The field goal is successful.
Semo declines it. So Keller's 7th field goal. Had the big pass play for 25 yards, Joe Bryant. Obviously, with the way that the Tech offense, there's another look at the kick, has been big story, been the Semo defense. But on the other side of the equation, Golden Eagle defense has been impressive today. What have you seen from that unit?
Yeah, they've been good all year. Their game is pressure and, really sure open field tackling. They've done that. Really good drive right there. A couple big plays by Semo. I think key to Tennessee Tech this year, really, if you keep the ball away from your opponent and they don't have as many times to score, then, most of the time it bodes well for you. Tennessee Tech's been 3 and out way too many times versus what they've done in previous games. So that's something they need to really get going. And it's just pressure. It's Semo using different packages to get some pressure and send more people in the box to close down Tennessee Tech's run, and they've done that. And when a team does that to you, you've got to hit some big passes somewhere along the way, and Tennessee Tech's only hit 1 so far.
Booming Keller kick out of the end zone. Golden Eagle football at the 25. The Semo team, a playoff club from a year ago. They were one of those 4 teams along with Tech, TSU, UT Martin. Share the OVC Big South Championship. Coming off a 9-4 year. They lost to Illinois State, 35-27, last year's first round of the FCS playoffs. Been good in this conference for many years. Tennessee Tech gets Trey Holloway involved. He'll end up bringing it down to the 30-yard line on a first down reception.
You just said it right there, Dylan. Getting Trey Holloway. It doesn't matter how you get them involved, but you got to get the ball in the hands of the athletes, the ones that's carried you here so far. No matter how you got to do it, you got to figure out a way to do it.
The Wheeling transfer gets 5. And here on a 2nd down and 5, Golden Eagles will run the football, trying to push the pile. Quintel Quinn. And it'll be 3rd and 2 for Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, much better situation 3rd and 2 than 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, getting a sack. So the good series going here for Tennessee Tech. You know that Semo's going to pressure them on the ball. See what Tennessee Tech will be able to do. Try and get it into Trey Holloway's hands or Quintel Quinn. Really any number of players on the Tennessee Tech offensive football team that can do a lot with a football if they get it to them.
It's just the 5th carry by Tech running back in the game. 3rd by Quinn. Vesperis does have some time. He'll throw to the far side. Was that pass intercepted? No, it was incomplete. Jumped the route. Adrian Patterson.
I think he made a great break on it. It looked like talking about the penalty here.
Yeah, flag in the backfield.
Looks like it's against Semo.
personal foul, participation without a helmet, defense, number 16. The 15-yard penalty is enforced from the previous spot. First down.
That's a tough one for me. I guess when your helmet gets knocked off, they just expect you to lie down and, you know, wait. He gets his helmet knocked off. He continues to play. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know that was a rule. Great play right there on the sideline. Asparis waited just a little bit late to deliver the ball. I think he had that route early, and he maybe couldn't see it or chose not to throw it. And it about ended up being an interception. Just a great play right there, though. As it turns out, penalty on SEMO for ineligible participation, I guess. First down for Tennessee Tech, keeping the drive going.
A tough go of it for Jeremy Walton. I feel like your instincts take over right there.
Yeah.
You're just trying to make a play. Instead, now Quintel Quinn on a first down territory as he gets to the 50 on the carry to the.
You know, only a couple yards there, Dylan, on the pickup. But if I've got Quintel Quinn, I'm going to keep giving it to him. You know, it's a 2-yard pickup on a hard run. And one of these times, if you keep with it, he's going to break it and go a long way.
Darius Jennings is now in the game. We have not seen a carry for him so far. He's coming off a season-high 14 rushes last Saturday at Lindenwood. At 85 yards, 7th touchdown of the year. Play action to him. Vesperis. He's going to throw deep, wide open. Robinson. He's inside the 20. One of the biggest plays of the day, Tennessee Tech.
And the key there, Dylan, is he had time, and that they still had plenty of folks up in the box. I counted 7 up in the box with a blitz coming from the top side. They were able to pick it up in the X stunt. Vesperis had some time, just a little trail route right there down the sideline against that was actually a zone coverage and not man-to-man for SEMO that time, and they busted it.
To the 19-yard line. Now Jennings does get his first carry, sheds initial tackle. Look at the wheels of Qdarius Jennings. Nice pickup on first down.
It kind of surprised me when you said that, Dylan. He hadn't had a carry yet. That amazes me as successful as he's been for Tennessee Tech from the backfield. Nice pickup right there of 8 yards. Tennessee Tech on the move.
Following the SEMO 31-yard field goal by Keller. Golden Eagles got the huge play. Robinson for 30. And now Tech on a 2nd and 2 from the 11.
We got man-to-man now across the board. Free safety in the middle of the field.
Vesperis, hands off. Jennings with room, breaks the first tackle. Jennings toward the pylon, dives. Looks like just short. Jennings to the 1-yard line.
He must have had a knee down there because he did reach the ball out inside the goal line. But the referee was right there, so maybe he had that knee down as he was reaching out. Maybe we'll get a look at it right here. Nice cutback, good use of his speed as he gets there. That's a touchdown, folks.
Yeah. Football hit the pylon. Knee not down.
The previous play, time to further review.
They're going to look at it.
Nice camera work right there by our crew. You saw the ball reaching out. If it's in control, as it hits the pylon, no matter if he drops it after, if it crosses that line in his control, it is a touchdown. And his knees were definitely not down. They were up in the air.
Should be his 8th rushing touchdown of the year. That breaks the tie with his teammate Quintel Quinn. Also EIU's Cole LaCrue for the most rushing touchdowns this season. Body control of Jennings.
Just speed, just use of that speed. Did a good job. Had a little route down to the bottom of the field, a little crossing route. Vesperis did a good job of kind of selling the pull, but he actually gave it to Jennings. He hit it up the middle with some good blocking in front of him. He did the rest.
Yeah, that look we saw. Knee not down. Diving, football hit the pylon. Murray State transfer.
Darius Jennings there, 5'10", 204 pounds. Red shirt senior for Tennessee Tech.
Golden Eagles already bringing their field goal unit out on the field even before the call. They're pretty confident. So we see it again.
Yeah, if you look at it on the top, and right here's a really good view of it. Dive there, nothing on the ground.
Review, Video evidence shows that the ball touched the pylon prior to the runner stepping out of bounds. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Touchdown Jennings, touchdown Golden Eagles.
Really nice drive there. That penalty really hurt SEMO to keep the Tennessee Tech drive alive, but they did the rest. Good execution down the field.
LeBlanc on for the extra point. Tennessee Tech goes up 11. Jennings has scored a rushing touchdown in every game except one this season.
How about that? That's incredible.
How about the response for Tech? Of course, when you see the record, you see the way the games have been played, have not had a lot of close ones. They're up 14-3, and we will step aside. 5:40 to go till halftime. Golden Eagles by 11 on ESPN+.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen?
Fire it up, Randy.
By being prepared for anything. Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
The 1-1.
It's the excitement of the crowd, the crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI. Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC.
Judarius Jennings, his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. Watch him dive to the pylon, originally ruled short. He watches it on the video board. He understands, hey, you know what? I'm in. That's a touchdown. We've got an 11-point lead now.
Yeah, just a good job by Tennessee Tech. Nice execution there at the end. Really, the difference in that one is dealt with that pressure that was coming, got rid of the football. And as we talked about before the series started, getting it into the hands of the folks that have got you here.
Just hasn't been a whole lot of close games for Tennessee Tech as Rubel goes through them out of the end zone, touchback. I mean, you look, first 7 games of the season, Tech was down 7-0 against Lindenwood, and that was the largest deficit that they had faced all year long. Obviously won that game 52-28. This one close. Big response after that field goal.
Well, you know as well as I do, the games are going to get tougher and tougher as time goes on. The more opportunities they get to put themselves in this situation. Of course, you want to go out there and blow everybody out if you possibly can. But adversity, how you deal with adversity is going to be important later on, especially if this team is lucky enough to get into the playoffs, being ranked number 8 in the nation right now. So that's what their mind is set on, as is everybody else who plays this game.
Weber completes to Gilbert on the first play.
What a fantastic job by the cornerback for Tennessee Tech. Just really, as Toby Bolton, just really getting that receiver and forcing him back into the play and giving the other Tennessee Tech defenders time to get there for about a 1-yard gain for SEMO. Nice play there.
Red Hawks right back to the line. A 2nd and long. Weber throws quick. Reception is made there by Nolan Reed, the tight end. He's got his second grab of the game to the 30.
Great job of play fake up the middle by Weber and getting rid of it before the pressure got to him. Nice throw and catch, nice pickup for SEMO, making it a much more manageable 3rd down and 5.
Well, with the way that this game is going and Tech that gets the football to start the 3rd quarter, it's a pretty big play. Red Hawks substituting, so they'll give Tech an opportunity. Golden Eagles like the 11 they have out there. 3rd and 5. And a flag on the play.
Motion.
False start. Offense, number 21, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Changes the whole situation there for SEMO and also the Tennessee Tech defense as they got 4 fresh people in off the sidelines with that penalty. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
It's the 6th penalty of the afternoon for Southeast Missouri. Tennessee Tech has committed 3 of them. Golden Eagles did a good job with just 2 penalties last week against Lindenwood. At times, that has been a little bit of an issue for the Golden Eagles.
Tim Kuchar sneaking up from his safety position there for Tennessee Tech.
Weber steps up, throws near the 1st down marker. It's incomplete. Filia jumped it. They wanted Pedro.
Really good job. You saw Filia sitting back there and staying behind the receiver because he's still not sure what he's going to do. As soon as that ball is in the air, he broke on that sucker and was able to knock it down. Huge play for Tennessee Tech. Now we got the punter going with the wind with Tennessee Tech's receiver back there, Trey Holloway. Let's see what he can do if he gets he's not had one yet that he can return. Really nice play there, as you saw in the replay by the defensive back, blocking that, knocking that pass down.
It's about to be the 5th punt for Kingston. Holloway setting up at the 30. Makes the catch. Here goes Holloway. He's got room. 40, 35, 30. Holloway, big return. Tennessee Tech. Almost broke it.
He's returned a couple, or at least one I know so far earlier in the season. Likes to call them on Saturdays, but number one, great job just fielding the ball. Because as you notice, he's looking up in the sunshine. You see right here, he's looking in the sunshine trying to block the sun. So he wanted to get his hands on that one pretty well. And just nice tackle right there at the end, or he would have been gone. Great field position, exactly what Tennessee Tech needed with 3:57 to go.
Former conference special teams player of the week, got a punt return for a touchdown in the opener against Cumberland. Boy, the Golden Eagles set up. Obisani, he's hitting the backfield for a loss. Bunch of Red Hawks around the action. One of them, Trey Lyle. Another one, Jakias Brown.
Just really playing downhill for the defense for SEMO. They really wanting to stop Tennessee Tech's running game and done a pretty good job of it so far.
Sani hit with a loss of 3. Again, Golden Eagles get the football to start the 2nd half. They scored a touchdown on the last drive. 2nd and 13. Go of Asparis. He's got time. He throws it over the middle. The pass skips in front of the intended target, Noah Robinson. The coverage was Adrian Patterson. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Defending for Southeast Missouri, number 9, Adrian Patterson.
From here, it would be a 47-yard field goal attempt, which is the career long for Dom LeBlanc. Wind is kind of settled down right now.
Let's see if SEMO brings that pressure they've been bringing this whole time. 3 down linemen, 3 in the box.
On a 3rd and 13. Vesperis, the reception hauled in. It's Maurice Sullivan inside the 20. He is right around the 1st down yardage, but a yard short.
The question will be now, do you take the 3 points or you go for it and before going into half and try and extend your lead? Looks like he's thinking about it. Yep, they're going.
Golden Eagle offense on the field. And SEMO wants a timeout.
Charge timeout. Southeast Missouri State, their 2nd. the 30-second timeout.
Tennessee Tech has the offense on the field. Haven't seen a team go for it so far on 4th down. Tech on the season, 5 for 12 on 4th down conversions.
Actually, a pretty good percentage there. This one, chance at 3 points versus keeping the drive alive, hopefully ending up in a score is Tennessee Tech's thought process here. Play's already been practiced. They know what play they want to run in this situation. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 plays in mind. They'll pick one of them.
Here on the final Saturday of October. Got one other game currently going on with Eastern Illinois scoreless against Charleston Southern midway through the first quarter in South Carolina.
Can always try and use the freeze play, trying to get them to jump here. Seymour got 9 in the box, no doubt.
4th and 1. Tech will run it. The pitch, Littles. He's going to have himself a first down. Aiden Littles. Golden Eagles convert.
I love that in the fact that if you're using information from the game as an offensive coordinator and they really tried to stop the run up the middle, getting that ball to the outside to your speed was a great play call. It's just a little speed option to the wide side of the field, getting it into the hands of Littles, who's proved to be a very fast, efficient running back, and getting that first down, keeping this drive alive.
Tennessee Tech to the 16-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the purple and gold. Vesperis with patience. He'll then look to run the football. Gets a couple on the play.
Trying to get to the tight end that time upfield on the seam route, and he was definitely covered.
Cole Dukovic. One around Vesperis. And we have the 2-minute timeout. Golden Eagles on the move. Tennessee Tech driving. 2 minutes left. Half number 1 from Cookeville. Tennessee Tech and SEMO back here at Tucker Stadium. Dylan Mazzano on ESPN+. You look at the conference standings, numbers in the parentheses. Martin idle this week. They're on a bye. Look at Lindenwood, Gardner-Webb, SEMO all 2-1. Everybody chasing undefeated Tennessee Tech, the number 8th ranked team in the country. 2nd and 8 from the 14. Vesperis looking, pressure, eludes the rush. Vesperis throws to the end zone. He's got him. Touchdown Littles. Golden Eagles add on.
Vesperis had to work real hard for that one. He had the smash route open with Holloway on the corner, but a lot of pressure in his face, and he couldn't recognize and get it to him. He rushed out to the downside. You'll see it right here. He hits his burners right there and looks for anybody coming across with pressure in his face. Threw it right between them with a strike to the receiver. Nice throw. Good job getting out of the pocket and getting the ball to the receiver downfield and score for Tennessee Tech.
Aiden Littles, he gets his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. Overall, his 7th total touchdown. LeBlanc nails the extra point. Oh, what a play that was.
That is a hard throw to be running and throw across your body and make a perfect strike like that. That just shows how good Vesperis is and how good he's been all year long.
He's been running with the football more. The last 3 games, he has eclipsed 70 yards in terms of rushing. We see what he can do with his legs, keeping the play alive there, and just that dart, like you said, in between the SEMO defenders to connect with Aiden Littles for the score.
We see it every week with that young man. He's just got so many skills and uses his talents to the best of his ability and gets a lot out of his small frame and got a cannon. He can throw the football, no doubt.
3-star recruit out of high school, the Eastern Washington transfer. Big Sky All-Conference honorable mention. Last year led the nation in completion percentage.
That shows you how heavy the Big Sky was. Leader in nation in percentage there, and then also with the yardage he had and his only honorable mention. It's amazing.
Rubel on the return.
Oh.
And he is hit shy of the 20.
I think his own man got him more than anybody else did on that return. Good coverage right there by Tennessee Tech. Starting to feel it, getting 21 points up, and with, UT Martin really not playing a bad football game at all and getting exactly what they wanted out of their defensive unit and stopping Tennessee Tech's rushing game.
Red Hawks have 1 timeout left, and we will see a new quarterback. Jax Leatherwood, who was injured in the ball game against UT Martin. One of the things that'll jump out at you, the size. He is 6'8". He's over the top of the defensive line. His first pass in a while connects with Cam Pedro for the first down. Said Leatherwood had torn his MCL, surgery not required. Came back to practice for the first time this week. It had been a month, and he's already back out there. You talk about toughness. There's the play to Pedro.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid, tall quarterback, more of an NFL-type looking kid.
Throw again to the sideline. This time it's Cheers on the catch.
Definitely got an arm on him. Can get the ball out quick. You're going to see SEMO really throwing the ball. They threw it a bunch. We're going to throw it a lot more.
Started his career at Nevada, redshirted in 2023. Last year at San Diego Mesa College. Threw for about 2,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, led the team to its first playoff appearance in program history. Leatherwood fires it incomplete. There is a flag in the secondary.
Delay a game, it looks like. Dylan Leatherwood's, like you said, 6'8", 253. Very good NFL prototype quarterback.
The flag came in, tail end of the play. At the Tech about 35-yard line. At another conference with the officials. Could be 12 on the field. Now one of the officials is going to Bobby Wilder. Let's see, can we count them all? And one's trying to get off. And certainly did not. That was LaPierre.
That's probably what it's going to be, no doubt.
How about our awesome spotter, Frank Harrell, all over it. When we're looking around what's going on, he just writes 12 on the field. He was on it.
Notes up
The
here.
offense initiated the substitution process The defense was not allowed to match up. We're going to replay second down. Please set the game clock to 1 minute and 40 seconds.
It didn't used to be that way. If you caught him in the process of getting the player on and out, it was a penalty. And they changed it a little bit to make sure that the defense has time to get people on and off field just like the offense. Yeah, it was right there at the end there.
2nd and 5. Bryant goes in motion. Here's Jax Leatherwood. He'll fire this one to the near side. Incomplete. A flag. Yeah. Gilbert, the intended receiver. Golden Eagles with Bryson all over him.
Defense.
Yeah, Bryson had his hand definitely on his jersey and then his forearm at the end there. I think that was a good call downfield by that referee. He really looked hard at it and threw the flag right there at the end.
SEMO gets the first down. They're into Golden Eagle territory. Leatherwood's first game in about a month, looking sharp. Has the knee brace on. He will throw this one. Cam Pedro makes the first man miss. He's got another first down. 35-yard line. Redhawks on the go.
Leatherwood has been a really good changeup for SEMO, and he, as you very well can see, knows the offense very well and has got a lot of zip on that football. Tennessee Tech's having a problem with that right now.
Tech will take a timeout here.
Charge timeout. Tennessee Tech, their first. It's a 30-second timeout.
He's getting rid of that football quick, so the Tennessee Tech rush and defensive line is not able to get to him that quick. He's getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
Started the first 5 games of the year. It's been a challenging SEMO schedule. You look FBS Arkansas State to start it. They had a win against North Alabama, then had to go to the Fargo Dome. North Dakota State, #1 team in FCS football. They have a rivalry game, War of the Wheel. They play for a trophy, which is a wheel of a ship. That's against Southern Illinois. They lost 59-31. Southern Illinois was ranked 11th. However, in that game, Leatherwood threw for 422 yards.
Yeah.
Conference play after that. A loss to UT Martin on the road. Then the open date, back-to-back home wins over TSU and Eastern Illinois. So SEMO 2-1 in the league, 3-4 overall. As we said, it's been a challenging slate for Southeast Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, with his talent, I mean, just his size, 6'8", 253, throwing the ball like he does, he's going to get some looks by NFL teams if he stays healthy his junior year this year.
From the 35, Leatherwood. He'll wing it over to the near side. Again, grab Cam Pedro. He's been a big part of this drive. That's his 4th catch of the afternoon.
Nothing downfield for him that time. Just a little flip the wrist. Got it out to the sideline for a good throw and catch. 2nd down 2.
After the last one went for 8, Epton, he'll run out of bounds, but it is enough for the first down. SEMO moves the chains. They've got it at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, just really good execution of the 2-minute offense is what you're seeing right now. And Tennessee Tech trying to match that with their 2-minute defense. SEMO been able to move the ball down the field.
Minute left in the quarter. Tech up 21-3. Leatherwood zips it over to Epton again, but he is dropped.
Nice tackle by Swafford over there on the sideline. Looked like he tried to juke him pretty good, like he was going to get away from him. Swafford got his big paws on him, was able to bring him down.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Redhawks with a timeout left.
You look at Swafford there. Well, he's been such a valuable player in Tennessee Tech's defense over the years.
One of the Golden Eagle captains, Jax Leatherwood. Throws again with the reception, Calvin Gilbert. And wearing out that near side of late.
Good job by Tennessee Tech's defense there of keeping the ball to short passing plays. 3rd down and 8. They'll want to go downfield this time to try and pick up the first down. SEMO would much rather have solid touchdown points on the board going into half than they would just a field goal.
Bryson shoves him out of bounds. Gilbert.
Big play here.
1 for 7. SEMO on 3rd down. Leatherwood takes a snap, looks left, comes it back to across the middle. It's incomplete. Gilbert couldn't squeeze it, and it's 4th down.
First kind of negative throw there for Leatherwood. A little bit behind him. Felt like he still should have caught it. If he had it, still wouldn't have been a 1st down. But if he had got that ball out in front of him where he could run, he'd had a chance of getting the 1st down yardage. It'll be a field goal attempt for SEMO. 45 seconds left on the clock.
It's going to be a 40-yard try. Keller connected from 31 to go 7 for 10 this year on field goal tries. This from 40. Keller's kick. And he's got it.
Nice.
Second field goal of the afternoon for Justin Keller. Coastal Carolina transfer drills it. We got a 21-6 game, 40 ticks to go in half number 1. The Redhawks get back on the board, and they make it a 2-possession contest.
Really good game first quarter. Not really much happening for either team. Tennessee Tech with that one drive, getting a touchdown out of the second quarter. They've gotten 14 points. To SEMO's 2 field goals, one in the first quarter, one in the second quarter, giving us a score of 21-6. Leatherwood coming in the last drive there in 2-minute offense. I think you're probably going to see him a lot more in the rest of the game if his knee will hold up and doesn't give any problems. Tennessee Tech will have 40 seconds. Starting with a kickoff return here, maybe do something with the ball, get it in field goal position, get some more points on the board, or they could decide that 21-6 is enough, going at half, and the chess match begins.
Tech's got 2 timeouts remaining. They got Gardner next Saturday for homecoming, and it'll be a touchback. Golden Eagles trying to get to 8-0. For a team that's already had its highest national ranking. And as high as number 7, they're now at number 8. And that longest active win streak, 12 in a row. SEMO got him last year when SEMO was ranked top 10 in the country, 34-3 win in Cape Girardeau.
Talking to Coach Wilder this last week, he mentioned that several times. That was a disappointing loss for Tennessee Tech there last year.
Golden Eagles take the knee. Tech content to go up 21-6 at intermission. Tech offense scores 3 touchdowns. Couple through the air from Keikoa Vesperis. SEMO gets a couple of Keller field goals, including just before the break. First half comes to a close. Tennessee Tech leads it 21-6. We'll be back for a lot to get to during the half when we return. Golden Eagles with the lead on ESPN+. Tucker Stadium. Dylan Mazzano, Sam Brooks here on ESPN+. It's Tennessee Tech leading SEMO 21-6. Look at the halftime stats brought to you by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their communities since 1914. Golden Eagles scored a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter to take the 21-6 edge. You look at the stats, 54 rushing yards for Tennessee Tech. SEMO, as most teams against the Golden Eagle defense this year, just been able to really run the football.
Yeah, really have. And then, you know, on the other side of the ball, just being able to get that pressure, as we've talked about this whole time. I'm really surprised as we look at it. The score is 21-6. Seems like it's a closer game than that.
Golden Eagles getting the interception. Game's only turnover. Andrew Smith's team leading third INT of the season. Tennessee Tech by 15, 21-6. The Golden Eagles are on top. We'll step aside, be back to Tucker Stadium right after this. Marching band out there. Tennessee Tech leads it 21-6. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here inside Tucker Stadium. 7-0 game at the end of the first quarter. Tech outscored SEMO 14-6 in quarter number 2. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Golden Eagles, Sam, that big interception out of Andrew Smith.
Yeah, nice play. Broke on the ball. It's a messed up play for the offense, and they capitalized on it.
This was Tech's first touchdown. They came right back. Tramel Jones, 13 yards out. It is the second straight week in which he has scored a receiving touchdown.
A touchdown maker.
SEMO's defense, they did a really good job early on in that first quarter against Tennessee Tech. Red Hawks, one of their biggest plays of the afternoon. The Red Hawk defense, good early on. Keikoa Vesperis, he would come back for Tennessee Tech. That was ruled an incomplete pass as it stayed 7-0. Golden Eagles, again, just tough sledding with the football. Vesperis, as we talked about, the SEMO defense was so sharp. This is Johnny Weber distributing the football down the field. Bryant, that was one of their biggest plays of the afternoon for SEMO. Ultimately, though, the Golden Eagles, as he connects with Pedro, had to hold him to a field goal. 31-yarder was connected by Keller. Tennessee Tech, this is their second touchdown. It was Jennings, originally ruled short, ended up getting into the end zone.
Yeah, just a great play of using his ability and getting that ball out there and getting the end zone.
Weber, who struggled, they would end up going to Leatherwood for that final drive. This huge punt return for Trey Holloway. That set Tennessee Tech up on this next drive as the Golden Eagles, Vesperis. Sam, how about this throw to Littles?
Yeah, we talked about that a bunch. Just across his body, being pushed out to the sideline, just to thread the needle to get that ball in there was incredible.
That made it 21-3. SEMO on essentially the final drive of the half. Jax Leatherwood, he did a good job moving the football in that lone drive we saw him.
Well, you saw a definite increase in the play and efficiency of the offense when he got back in there. 6'7", 253, you can see why, and he gets rid of the football quickly.
40-yard kick, Keller, the final points of half number one. So that's your score at the break. Tennessee Tech 21, Southeast Missouri 6. We'll step aside. Halftime here on ESPN+. here Saturday afternoon in Cookeville, with Tennessee Tech leading it 21-6. Time now for the upcoming schedules. That is brought to you by Sunbelt Bakery, the tastiest flavors under the sun. Well, for SEMO, this begins a stretch 3 of 4 on the road. They will host Charleston Southern next week in Cape Girardeau, then back-to-back on the road. So a tough slate right now for SEMO. A lot of road challenges for the Redhawks.
Yeah, no doubt they've had a tough schedule and had some injuries along with it too, but they played a pretty good game here. As I said, I thought it would be a little bit closer than the score is right now.
Got a Lindenwood team at the end of the season. They're 2-1 in the league. Gardner-Webb 2-1 in the league as well. As far as Tennessee Tech is concerned, Golden Eagles will stay home against Gardner-Webb next Saturday, noon kickoff. That's homecoming. 2 straight on the road. You see mixed in there that game against Kentucky on November 15th.
Yeah, and you know, things have changed a little bit. Now everybody's getting their best game prepared for Tennessee Tech when they come in and they play them, and in the past it's not been that way. So, you know, maintaining that edge as you are more successful along the way is something they'll have to get develop a knack for.
Regular season finale right here at Tucker Stadium against UT Martin. We'll step aside one more time during the half. When we return, it'll be time to kick things away to start the third quarter. Tech leads 21-6 right here on ESPN+. players to watch. We're spotlighting the defense. Pass breakups. Latravian Thompson had 3. Omari Filia had 2. SEMO held Tech to 21 points for a Golden Eagle offense, averaging over 50 a game. Then, of course, Tech kept the Red Hawks out of the end zone. Very strong first half defensively for the Purple and Gold.
Really good players to watch right there because they've done a good job and really made a difference in this game, both of them.
So Tech will get the football to start the third quarter. Golden Eagles, they have the 15-point lead. As we've talked about, haven't really been a whole lot of close games for Tennessee Tech. This one has been close. What are you looking for the Golden Eagles as we start the third?
Well, it's always the chess match at halftime to get the coaches to respond to what they're hearing from their players and what they've seen from the box. And I'm interested to see how both teams are going to come out on the field. Is SEMO going to continue that pressure that they've really got a lot out of? And as we talked about, the score surprises me because it feels like from up here that it's a much tighter game than 21-6.
And the Red Hawks, a little bit of momentum with the field goal that they hit, the 40-yarder by Keller right before the half. They looked like they were able to move the ball with Jax Leatherwood. He was injured, came back for this game in that second quarter. So from the Red Hawks, what are you thinking out of them?
Well, I mean, Tennessee Tech's, when Leatherwood came in and he was able to get that ball down the field in 2-minute offense within a minute, I'm sure that is concerns for Tennessee Tech's defensive coordinator. And if he comes back into the game, I think his ability to move the ball around the field and get rid of the football is going to cause problems for Tennessee Tech.
Well, it will be the Golden Eagles to get it first. Keikoa Vesperis threw 8 for 15, 109 yards, couple of touchdowns, no interceptions. Golden Eagles had lost the turnover battle in each of the last 2 games, have not committed one so far.
Please set the game clock to 15 minutes.
It was an Andrew Smith interception. Team leading third of the year. First one, it wasn't a pick six. Weber went 10 for 19, 103 yards. The freshman getting his 3rd career start. Leatherwood in his only drive went 7 for 9 for 43 yards. Keller will kick to start the third. Jones back deep. And another touchback. Golden Eagle football at the 25. Tennessee Tech trying to get to 8-0. First time since 1977.
Seems like it's new records every week for Tennessee Tech. You hear a lot about it. Done a good job of getting that out on social media and letting people know. Just a tremendous season in Bobby Wilder's 2nd year here at Tennessee Tech.
Tech was 2-5 last year after a tough loss at Western Illinois. Tennessee Tech has not dropped a game since. First play of the third quarter, Vesperis wanting Courtney along the far side. He's got him. First down, Golden Eagles.
Okay, there's one of your first adjustments in the chess match. Get that quarterback out of the pocket. Overload one side of the field against that man-to-man. Nice job. First catch, first throw to the talented tight end today for Tennessee Tech.
Florida State transfer getting involved. OVC Big South player to watch. Courtney coming into the year. Tennessee Tech will go Quintel Quint trying to spin out of the tackle. Adrian Patterson brings him down.
Pretty dang good tackle by Adrian Patterson against Quintel. He's tough to bring down. He got him by himself. I don't see that a whole lot, or haven't seen that a whole lot this year. Still a pickup of almost 4 yards for Tennessee Tech, creating 2nd and 7.
Quinn's 5th carry. There have been just 11 carries by Tech running backs in the game. Golden Eagles top 5 in rushing offense. 54 on the ground up to this point. Vesperis on the quarterback keeper dives forward to the 40-yard line where it'll be 3rd down.
SEMO has done a fantastic job because that quarterback draw, the fake with a sweep on the outside and the tailback, and the quarterback going back off tackle on the opposite side has been a very successful play for Tennessee Tech this year. They've got absolutely nothing out of it in this game so far.
Slade Dollar, the senior, the tackle.
Look for a little bit of play action off that same play here going on in the game, getting it downfield to his tight end.
3rd and 6 from the 40. Tennessee Tech went 1 for 6 3rd down conversions in the first. Vesperis pressure. Oh, he eludes the sack. The athleticism. Vesperis throws to Jennings, incomplete. Dollar the closest to him, and it'll be 4th down.
Felt like he could have hung in there a little bit longer to deliver the ball downfield. Had a couple receivers open early. Nice pressure, pushed him out, and there was a defensive end sitting there waiting for him. He somehow eluded that tackle and was able to get it outside and had Jennings running down the sideline, tried to hit a back shoulder fade to the tailback, and just was not able to connect. Good defensive stand, good series right there for SEMO, creating a punt for Tennessee Tech.
Gavin Wilson, we have seen him punt a few times today. With Bryant back deep, angles the kick, couple of rolls. Bryant will just fall on the football at the 18-yard line.
It almost looks like the punters, Ashby, is kind of taking a look at the run on that left side. If he had pulled that down that time, there was nobody on SEMO's defensive side that could have even touched him for about 30 yards.
Well, they have asked for a media timeout. We'll see the Redhawks for the first time in the second half on offense when we return. Couple of minutes in, quarter number 3 in Cookeville.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
When you're at SEMO, you're not tackling college by yourself. You have a whole team behind you, and not just your friends and family. Advisors, professors, staff members, coaches, they all celebrate your success and lend a helping hand when needed. They know your passions, your goals, and they want you to walk across that stage. With their support, SEMO makes your opportunities real.
SEMO football here early on in the third quarter. We're Tech on top, 21-6. Dylan Fasano and Sam Brooks here on ESPN+. We're looking at the series history brought to you by ServPro, official restoration service partner of the OVC. See how close it's been. 34th meeting. SEMO leads 17-16. They've won the last 3. The pass is incomplete. Bryson the coverage. Leatherwood trying to get it to Gilbert. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Little in between a back shoulder fade and a fade there, the ball was thrown on a line, so I'm thinking it was meant to be more of a back shoulder fade. Good job by the defender getting his hand on it. You get a look at it right here. Fake up the middle. Good throw to the sideline. He had his head turned around, got his hand on the ball. Great defensive play.
Leatherwood guided them to the field goal just before the first half came to a close. Throws again, Gilbert. He'll have enough for the first down. We'll see where they spot him. Forward progress. It is past the 30-yard line, and SEMO moves the chains.
Really nice throw and catch right there. Also a good tackle on the other end, moving the chains for SEMO. That nice first down pickup.
Caleb Purdy, the tackle. Gilbert, who is 7th in the conference in receiving yards. Fresh set it down, SEMO. Leatherwood's been impressive since entering the ball game. Dump it down. That's a grab by the tight end. Nolan Reed sheds a couple of tackles near the 50. Another first down, SEMO. Swafford the tackle.
As I said, coming out of the half, if Leatherwood is back in at quarterback, he's getting rid of the ball so quickly. Don't really want to run, and that time he threatened the run up the middle and was able to hit it to the crossing tight end.
For a defensive injury.
Golden Eagle down right now. So the action stopped. It was a tough hit that Leatherwood took in the Martin game. Wasn't necessarily one of the cleanest hits in the world. Missed the rest of that game. Missed the next 2 games. There was an open date mixed in as well. So we made mention earlier, I mean, tough. You talk about a torn MCL, no surgery. Came back to practice this week. And now in the ball game.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick return there. You can tell it's a little bit tender. But as I said, it's helped in him thought process of getting rid of that football, and he's done a great job of that.
That's the grab by Nolan Reed, who came into the game with 4 catches. He's got 3 in this one.
I think number 40 for Tennessee Tech is down on the field.
Xavier Randolph. Yeah, that is, he's getting up. It's a great sign, of course. He's starting to run off.
Could have been a cramp. Not sure what it was. It looked like he's okay now, so.
Had a sack last game at Lindenwood. Had a fumble recovery, Randolph, earlier this season at Tennessee State. Well, the ball's at the 50. Couple of first downs on the drive. SEMO. This is a 2-possession game early on in the 3rd quarter.
SEMO moving the ball, having a good drive going right now. Really concentrating on the passing game. Haven't ran the ball yet this half.
6'8" Leatherwood. Steps up in the pocket, just kind of shovels it over to the receiver. Gets Cole Rubel, the running back. He is still on his feet. A nice pickup on first down. A gain of 8. Rubel, the junior out of Imperial, Missouri. He's making things happen.
Yeah, good job by the quarterback. Sneaks up the middle right there. Doesn't want to run it. Has a tailback, that little square in route they've ran several times. It's his outlet on any blitz that exists. Was able to get it to him again.
Aaron Swaffer trying to wrestle the ball free. And now a 2nd and 2. Leatherwood takes a snap. They've done nothing but throw the football since he's entered the game. And another pass. This time it's incomplete. Went right back to Rubel. It'll be 3rd down.
They're on Gaines on him tight that time. That was his only outlet. Must have some pretty good coverage downfield for the quarterback to be loose that long and not have any passes open downfield. And he was trying to get it to that same route, same play as last time, but on the opposite side of the field.
So a 3rd and short. SEMO's 1 for 7 on 3rd down conversions today.
3 in the backfield. First time we've seen this look for SEMO.
Leatherwood will keep it himself. He'll try to run for the first down. He will get it. Jax Leatherwood. And SEMO converts on 3rd and short. Jeremy Mendez on the tackle.
Don't have to lean too far with a 6'9" frame. Just get it moving in the right direction. Nice execution. Threw in something Tennessee Tech in that offensive set hasn't seen yet.
So they got it inside the Golden Eagle 40. Another impressive SEMO drive. Leatherwood throws over the middle. The reception, it's Cam Pedro, one of Leatherwood's favorite targets, a conference player to watch coming into the season.
Yeah, nice job right there, just taking what the defense gives you, picking up 6 yards right there, or 7 yards, 3 yards to go, 2nd down.
Taylor takes him down. We're inside, 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd. SEMO's on the move. Handoff, Rubel. He's got a little bit of a running room, cuts it back inside. He is near the first down marker, though appears to be a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Really good open field tackle right there by the linebacker, Swafford. See him right here as he flows out. That was meant to go up the middle, and it bounced out really nice job of settling in, grabbing him by the legs and getting him down in the open field. 3rd and tight.
SEMO just converted on 3rd down. Trying to do the same. Leatherwood's pass is caught, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Koutras wraps up Rubel.
That mark is going to be very close.
Tackle made by number 20, Tim Koutras.
It is short by about a yard. They are going to go for it. Great tackle right there by the All-American Tim Koutras.
Red Hawk offense stays out on the field.
Big play, both teams.
4th and 1. Browns in the backfield. They will give him the football. He's got the 1st down. The sophomore gets the engine going, and the SEMO drive continues.
Nice job by Peyton Brown, just getting north-south, putting his head down and getting the 1st down yards. Good blocking up front for SEMO to create that opportunity. Be a 1st down and 10 on the 25-yard line.
Red Hawks trying to make it a 1-possession contest. Team that's 2-1 in the league against undefeated, ranked number 8th in the country, Tennessee Tech. Leatherwood looking, time, throws it. Brown, reception, spins away, not gonna get out of the grasp of Theron Gaines.
Good job by Gaines, holding on. A little spin move looked like it was gonna work, and he just held on to his ankle and got him down. Only a 2-yard gain. Nice replay right there, just flipped it out to him, nothing else downfield. Theron breaks on the ball, holds on to that foot and gets him down.
2nd and long. Gives it up the middle.
On the carry, number 22.
It's Brown again. They've been feeding him a lot of late. Couple of rushes, the reception as well.
Yeah, nice mix of the rushing and passing game right there to move the ball, keep Tennessee Tech off balance a little bit.
Gaines again on the tackle. 3rd down and 3. This lengthy Red Hawk drive started at the SEMO 18, and that's incomplete.
That's fortunate for Tennessee Tech because they had 3 receivers out there and only 2 Tennessee Tech defenders. And had that ball been received and not a bounce, he would have had some yardage in front of him. You look at it right here, just quick throw, motion back to the other way, left that one short. Looks like Tennessee Tech responded pretty good to get some players out there, though. Field goal attempt again. Good job by Tennessee Tech, forcing the kick.
It will settle for what will be a 36-yard field goal attempt. $13-play drive for the Red Hawks. Keller's 2 for 2. And now make it 3 for 3.
Player of the game so far for SEMO is their kicker. He's been perfect today.
That'll make it a 21-9 game, and it will send us to a break in the action. Lengthy drive, the Red Hawks settle for 3. Tennessee Tech by 12, 7:08 remaining, quarter number 3. right, well, it's a good day to kick field goals. You got Justin Keller with 3. This during the break, Noble Rojas, 30-yard field goal to win a semester's free tuition. Drilled it. The celebration was on.
Well, what I love, you look at the Tennessee Tech players out there, congratulate him. That's awesome. What a day for that young man. Sister Fancy, I guess, is on the dance team. There she is, right there.
Free tuition for a semester. This place got pretty fired up.
I got a daughter in college right now. I think I'm going to get her practicing kicking in there.
The SEMO drive. Nice one for the Red Hawks. 14 plays, 64 yards. However, the Tech defense stood tall, limited to a 36-yard field goal that was made by Keller. So still a 2-possession game at 21-9.
Really good drive by SEMO. They're exactly what they wanted to do coming out. Tennessee Tech has got to answer this. This is the number 8th ranked team in the nation. They've got to respond to this pressure that SEMO is giving them.
Golden Eagles had a punt on their first drive of the second half.
Eight in the box.
Tech has not had a whole lot of success running it, and that one is dropped. Sullivan again could not secure, and it's 2nd and 10.
He's not had a problem with that all year. You took his eyes off the ball, been there, done that. You got to look it into your tuck, especially on that slit screen coming back to the center of the field. Been pretty sure-handed for Tennessee Tech all year long. Made some huge plays for him, but dropped it on that one. Tennessee Tech 2nd and 10.
Leading 21-9. Gives to Obi Sani. Sani dives ahead, gets a couple on the play. 32-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down for the Golden Eagles.
Well, pretty quick, the pressure coming from SEMO. Tramel Jones into the game for the tight end, so you'll have a tight end and 3 wide receivers. Trips to the near side, 1 back in the backfield.
3rd and 7. SEMO showing pressure. Here they come. Vesperis gets rid of it. Incomplete. Falling away. Hit the turf. And it's 4th down.
I love the play call right there, but the defensive end did a good job of finding Sani and locking up with him. Had a middle screen called, and there was a lot of room up the middle. Quarterback just could not get it to him because the defender on Sani did a great job of locking him up.
Golden Eagles go 3 and out. 2 possessions, 2 punts for the purple and gold. Wilson again will punt. Right back deep. A low liner. It's rolling towards Bryant. He'll get away from it. Tech bounce near the 30.
Ended up being a good punt. I don't think it was drawn up that way, but he got some decent yardage out of it. SEMO had pretty good field position coming back. Exactly what Tennessee Tech didn't want to do. They didn't run a lot of time off the clock and turn the ball back over in 3 downs.
So many of the games haven't been close for Tech. Now, it was a 10-point game early in the 4th quarter last Saturday. That was at Lindenwood. In the second weather delay, it was about 3 hours worth of weather delays in St. Charles. Stormy, rainy throughout. After the weather delay, Tech outscored Lindenwood 14-0 the rest of the way. This is a 12-point game. Leatherwood's 3rd drive. He throws it over on the pitch, rather, to Peyton Brown along the far side.
Well, SEMO did a good job in play calling that time. They had a all-out safety corner blitz coming down to the short side, and they ran away from it. I don't know if they saw that coming or it was just a play design call to the wide side of the field, but Tennessee Tech had a lot of pressure coming from the other side. It stands only a 2-yard gain.
Swafford the stop. 2nd and 8, inside 6 minutes in the 3rd. Brown again been busy of late, fighting his way close to the 40, where it'll be 3rd and short.
Surprisingly, running the ball 2 times on this drive.
Had just 1 rushing yard SEMO did in the first half. That was Tyler Swan, the Alabama State transfer, on the tackle.
3rd and short. Let's look and see if they go downfield with this one or if they keep to the running game. 1 back in the backfield, actually 3 with the 2 up backs.
Again, they'll run it. Third consecutive rush, falling forward for the first down.
Yeah, good job by Semo. Good play call right there. Following those two upbacks right up the middle with the center and the two guards, creating a little bit of a wedge and pushing it to first down territory, moving the chains.
It's Brown again.
It's a good look, too. One kicked the end out, and one went off tackle. Tailback just followed him in there, and enough for the first down.
LaPierre, the tackle. Semo, another first down. Got it near midfield. Leatherwood rolling, throwing, the connection. Gilbert along the near sideline. See where they spot him. It's across the 50. It's a nice pickup on first down. Second and short.
Yeah, really good play right there. Jet motion all the way across, and basically a downfield pick play because Tennessee Tech's man that's trying to follow him across the field to cover him was locked up in the flow and was not able to get to the out route. Nice pickup.
49-yard line, Tennessee Tech. Leatherwood steps up, zips it wide open. He's got his man Civi near the 20. Chunk play Semo. Red Hawks are cooking.
Yeah, key to me right there, no pressure. He was able to stand in the pocket and with no pressure at all. You'll see it right here. Little egg stunt. Just stood in there. Nice blocking by the offensive line for Semo. Plenty of time to get it downfield.
26-yard gain for Civi. Now Rubel on the rush. Gets it down to the 20. It is a pickup of 3 to make it 2nd and 7.
This is where Tennessee Tech's been tough to run on and throw on. This area of the field, we have a down player. They'll take a look at him.
Swan made the tackle, as Sam said. There's a Golden Eagle
Official
down. Looks
timeout.
like Jeremy Mendez.
Injury. This will be a full media timeout.
And this will be a media timeout. We've got 3:39 to go in the third. Semo on the move. Tennessee Tech leads by 12.
Kids are always snacking on the go. So keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt Bakery Bars. From oats and honey to chocolate chip to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
It's the excitement of the crowd, the crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
Late in the third quarter, this big OVC Big South battle. Tennessee Tech and Southeast Missouri. Red Hawks are on the move. They've got a 2nd and 7. Jax Leatherwood entered the game late in the second quarter. Red Hawk offense has been able to move the football since he's been out there. Here's the play. Peyton Brown, a run up the middle. Brown breaks free. He's got a first down. 10-yard line. Semo knocking at the door.
And that's the biggest gain in the running game Semo's had all day against Tennessee Tech. Got him down to the 10. Nice blocking. Down blocks right there and kick out for the defensive end. Good yardage.
Go right back to Brown. Oh, he made the first man miss. Brown spinning his way right back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost one. But impressive to break a couple of tackles.
I think one defender knocked the other defender off of the tackle in the backfield. He was able to get 2 or 3 yards. Theron Gaines, you can see, is gone down with a little injury.
Officials timeout for a defensive injury.
Good look at it right here. Though, yeah, one knocked the other off. They were able to recover and get to him. There's Theron. The end right there. He's up already.
Yeah, good to see him get up. Gaines such a big part of the Tech defense.
No doubt.
Defensive lineman last year made the transition flawlessly to linebacker. That combination, him and Swafford at the linebacking position for Tennessee Tech has been superb.
A nice combination. You had Jalen Shepard in there too. Just a good trio of backers for Tennessee Tech's proven hard to deal with this year. SEMO getting their running game going on them though. Thus far, getting it down to about the 11-yard line. It'll be second down.
Last drive was 14 plays. This is about to be the 9th play of the Red Hawk drive. So we go inside, 3 minutes left in the third. 2nd and 11. Rubel, the carry, running room, spins across the 5. Or it'll be 3rd down for SEMO.
Man, looked like he was going to walk into the end zone, and he was able to grab him at the last minute and just drag him down.
Greg Turner, the tackle for Tech. Oh, it's really not just today, but one of the few times all season long a team has had success on the ground against Tech. They have run the football a lot on this drive. A 3rd and goal. Again goes Rubel up the middle. He is shy of the goal line. Down to the 2, where it'll be 4th down.
It'll be a tough call here. Take the points or go ahead and try and get it into the end zone. Not a lot of time to think about it unless they call a timeout. Bringing their big package in, so they're going to go for it. Taking the big quarterback out. Tennessee Tech will adjust.
SEMO's 1 for 1 on 4th down today.
New quarterback in, Dylan. I'm not sure if it's going to be 15 taking the direct snap, possibly.
Rubel in the Wildcat. He'll try to get it. He will. Rubel, a touchdown. SEMO makes it a 1-possession affair.
Real nice play call right there, getting the big quarterback out and bringing Rubel in, who had some success running the football, and everybody probably thought they were going up the middle. He bounced it outside, had good blocking out in front of him, was able to walk it in the end zone. Yeah, nice blocking, got a wall up there. 40 had the responsibility to hold everything inside, and he got sucked in just a little bit right there and was able to get it into the end zone. Nice drive for SEMO.
Red Hawks' first touchdown today. Rubel's 2nd rushing score of the season. Keller on for the extra point. A close game in Cookeville, 21-16 late in the 3rd. And now there's a flag that comes in at the end of the play.
Definitely after the play, will be unsportsmanlike conduct on somebody, probably 2 people.
An 11-play drive, 69 yards after a 14-play drive on the previous SEMO possession. As we said, primarily running the football. Brown had success, Rubel had success.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team number 7, that penalty is enforced on the kickoff. The try is good.
Number 7's fixing to get an earful from Coach Wilder. I don't know what the unsportsmanlike conduct was, but most of the time when it's only called on that one person, it's pretty obvious.
That is number 7's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
Well, it's been kind of a unique 3rd quarter. Tennessee Tech has been forced to punt twice. They have been short possession. Meanwhile, SEMO has had 2 lengthy possessions in this quarter. So the Red Hawks have had the football for much of the period. And it's been a good period for them at that. A field goal, a touchdown. It's a 5-point football game.
Well, we said it a lot of times this season already. The best plan against Tennessee Tech is to keep the ball out of the offensive hands. And SEMO's done a very effective job at that today. And as we said earlier, it's still a 21-16 lead for Tennessee Tech, but they're going to have to do something with the football this time and keep that ball out of their hands. And they've been very effective with it when they've had it, whether it be a field goal or now a touchdown. So Tennessee Tech's got their work cut out for them to keep this lead.
Tech scored a touchdown. Vesperis on just a sensational play, rolling, throwing across his body, Aiden Littles. That made it 21-3 under 2 minutes left in the second quarter. SEMO has since scored 13 unanswered, all since they've made the change to Leatherwood at the quarterback position.
SEMO's definitely doing a good job of getting Vesperis throwing lanes and, kind of getting in his view and getting some more pressure in there on the quarterback that other teams have not been able to get in there thus far this season.
They're going to kick off from the 50. He's kind of showing an onside kick look. He will try the onside kick. Tech's got it.
Man, really good job. I do question that.
It's Tyler Nix that grabbed it.
Pretty brave to be able to do that, and if he had bobbled it or something, it would have been different, but be able to pin Tennessee Tech back and to make them drive the length of the field. This gives them really good field position. We'll see what Tennessee Tech's able to do with it. Winning streak on the line. Really not been able to do anything coming out of the half with the football yet.
Tech has won a program record 12 straight. It's one of the few close games they've been in all year. Keikoa Vesperis, he's got pressure, eludes it, throws it, and the pass is incomplete. Intended target Sullivan, Justice Johnson on the coverage.
Really getting him out of his comfort zone. Again, something we've not seen all year, and pretty good coverage downfield too. Not got a lot of time to get rid of the football, but needs to kind of get rid of it as soon as he can.
2nd and 10. Vesperis zips it. Holloway, the reception, breaks the tackle. Trey Holloway, 30-yard line. Holloway with a big catch.
Huge play right there is that little stop route that we saw early in the game in the first quarter. They threw it 3 times and had great success on it. It was defended pretty well. He was just able to break it right there and get upfield. Strong player. And getting a really touchdown saving tackle right there.
He gets 28, Trey Holloway, on his second grab of the contest. 30-yard line of SEMO. Tech trying to respond. Handoff goes. Qdarius Jennings shows a little bit of patience, then burst up the middle, crossing the 25-yard line, and a gain of 6 for Jennings.
Really one of the best runs Tennessee Tech's had in a while since early in the first half. Moving the football now, exactly what they needed to do at this juncture of the game.
It's just Jennings' 3rd carry of the afternoon. Does have a rushing touchdown. He'll stay in the backfield. Play clock and game clock virtually identical, but Tennessee Tech does not have to run another play in this 3rd quarter. And the Golden Eagles will not. So we are through 3. This is a 1-possession game entering the 4th. Tennessee Tech 21, SEMO 16. Back to Tucker Stadium right after this. win against Howard. They held them to under 200 yards of total offense. Locked up in a tight one right now, TSU against Western Illinois. Big time for senior tight end Alex Williams for Western, and then all the success for Tennessee Tech this season, ranked inside the top 10. Here will be Jennings, a change of directions for Qdarius Jennings. One of the first to meet him was Patterson. He is shy of the first down yardage. It'll be third down for Tennessee Tech.
Probably won't have a good time to take a shot downfield if you're going to do it.
Start of the fourth quarter, SEMO has scored the game's last 13 points, including outscoring Tech 10-0 in the third quarter. 3rd and 2. Quinn's in the backfield. Okay, Koa Vesperis. Play action throws, the reception Holloway, and he will have a first down for the Golden Eagles inside the 20.
Tell you what, you always coach a receiver to use his hands instead of his body, and that was the difference in between a catch and a no catch right there. Getting his big paws out there and pulling that ball in on a tough third down play. Gave Tennessee Tech the first down on that quick out. Nice throw by Vesperis to Holloway.
Clutch third down conversion for Tech. With the momentum with SEMO. Golden Eagles, though, on the move. Nice drive for Tech. It'll be a run play. Quintel Quinn trying to break tackles, moves the pile forward, down to the 10-yard line. Nice gain to bring up 2nd and short.
Nice call right there by Brian Scott, offensive coordinator at Tennessee Tech. Keep with what's got you here all year. Quintel Quinn is a big part of that equation all year for Tennessee Tech. The big man was able to get 7 yards on the carry, creating a second down and about 3. So 7 yards on the carry.
He stays in the backfield. Texas Southern transfer gets another carry. Huge hole, Quintel Quinn. He's got a touchdown.
Very nice job by Tennessee Tech's coaching staff, staying with what works, really identifying where the weakness is. Got twins receivers with a tight end to the top side, which gave them more blockers than defenders on that side, and Quintel Quinn was able to get a nice hole this time. He finds that hole, puts his head down, and walks it in. Nice job. Good response for Tennessee Tech and getting a touchdown on the board.
Not to be outdone by his teammate Qdarius Jennings, who got his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. Quinn gets his 8th. The tandem tied atop the league in rushing scores. LeBlanc's extra point. Tennessee Tech goes right back up 12.
Huge score there for Tennessee Tech, answering the call and getting some points on the board, 28-16.
Quintel Quinn, the touchdown, and we will step aside. Golden Eagles by a dozen. Early fourth quarter on ESPN+.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
7-play, 58-yard drive, Tennessee Tech. It ends in a 10-yard rush into the end zone. Quintel Quinn. So you have Jennings, who has scored a rushing touchdown in all but one game. Now Quinn has scored a rushing touchdown in all but one game. That tandem, mighty impressive.
Yeah, when you score 58 points a game, that's that's part of what goes along with it. But kudos to those guys, because you still got to pack it in, get it in the end zone. They've done a fantastic job this year doing that. Of course, it takes good blocking to be able to do that, and they've had that all year.
Golden Eagles trying to get to 5-0 in the league. SEMO, one of the teams, 2-1. Gardner-Webb and Lindenwood, the other 2-1s. Right now, Gardner-Webb leads at Lindenwood 14-3 early on in the second quarter.
For Tennessee Tech, and you talked about it early with Gardner-Webb coming to town, and then at Eastern Illinois, at Kentucky, at UT Martin. You win this game, and it really forces the other ones to kind of fight it out to try and hopefully someone knock off Tennessee Tech a long way and them have a chance. It's a very important game today.
UT Martin, who beat this SEMO team, they're 3-1 in the league. Idle this afternoon. They'll be at Eastern Illinois next Saturday. Leatherwood with a touchdown drive. Last time SEMO had it. He's got pressure. He will go down. Chima Iwagwu, the first to greet Jax Leatherwood.
Chima got in there quick, man. You remember on the first series of the game, he had a big play and got his hands on the ball. Got through that time to the big man and threw him for a loop right here. Watch his initial pressure right here, pushing through, sheds his block, gets the quarterback down. He luckily holds on to the football. Big loss for SEMO.
Redhawks lose 8. 2nd and 18. All trouble on the snap.
Fumble.
The ball is loose. It is kicked toward the end zone.
Oh, the big man.
He's got it.
He gets it.
Chima Iwagwu. Touchdown, Tennessee Tech.
What an incredible play. And just for him to get there and get on the ball after it was batted. Incredible play. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Tennessee Tech. Look at him. Isn't that great? He deserves that. He's had a heck of a football game.
The first-year Golden Eagle, the West Texas A&M transfer. Look at him go.
He sees the kick and just gets in there and scrums it. Nice job.
Oh, what a scene. Teammates pumped up, the celebration. Iwagwu, Golden Eagles back on the board. Second turnover of the game for Tennessee Tech. 35-16. Golden Eagles on top.
Football's an amazing sport. The table can turn just that quickly, and it does.
SEMO, they worked so hard to get on that 13 unanswered points, I should say. Then bam, blink of an eye, 14 in a row for Tennessee Tech.
In a matter of seconds. Crazy game.
2 huge turnovers in the game. You had the Andrew Smith interception. Tech unwrapped the scoring right after with a touchdown pass to Tramel Jones. Then on the fumble, Chima Iwagwu. That play looked trouble for the start. SEMO. Leatherwood couldn't handle the snap cleanly. And the ball on the ground made its way to the end zone. 35-16. Tech has not defeated SEMO since 2021 here at Tucker Stadium. We're going to snap a 3-game slide against Southeast Missouri. Redhawks will have the football at the 25.
There's a lot of time left in this football game, and the ability that SEMO has to get rid of the football and move the ball downfield with their passing game. Tennessee Tech really needs to keep that in mind, because you can score in this game very quickly, as Tennessee Tech just showed in their last offensive series and then defensive series.
Red Hawks came into this game having won 2 straight. Convincing wins over TSU and Eastern Illinois. They had outscored Tech 10-0 in the third. 2 quick touchdowns, though, for the purple and gold. Some breathing room for Tennessee Tech. Leatherwood rolling and throwing. The completion, he's going to him a lot. Calvin Gilbert, first down, crossing the 40.
Play on first down, the roll out, get him out of the pocket a little bit. Nice blocking up front there, just a little curl route with a quick out underneath it. Good throw and catch, first down play.
Independence Community College transfer. He had 2 touchdowns against EIU last week. Gilbert eludes the first tackle, will not get past the second.
I don't know if that was a pull read or not, but I don't think that's something they want him doing right now with that knee, that MCL he's just now getting over.
It's Greg Turner, who got to Leatherwood. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11 from the 40.
Second, the quarterback, Greg Turner.
Leatherwood takes the snap. More pressure, Xavier Randolph. He's able to find Peyton Brown along the far side.
What a throw by Leatherwood, with pressure all around him, to turn back across the field just with the flick of a wrist. You'll see it right here. He gets pressure there, gets outside, recognizes he's got that route still open, and just flips it backside. Good arm strength right there. Dangerous throw, but he connected on it. Long third down of here, 3rd and 8 for SEMO.
After the short pickup, Purdy the tackle on the Brown reception. Leatherwood, after the pump fake, he throws for the first down. Again goes Gilbert. SEMO moves the chains.
Good job getting that first down yardage. It looked like a go route in the beginning. He got to the first down marker and flipped the ball right to him at the proper yardage to get the first down. Tennessee Tech wanting to keep everything underneath them and make SEMO drive the length of the field if they're going to get anything out of it.
Clutch conversion on 3rd and long with SEMO down 19 in the 4th. Leatherwood finds his man with the reception to Chisholm. First time Jamari Chisholm, we've called his name. Taylor the tackle. Initially ruled just shy, but now they will move the chains. It is a first down. Leatherwood taking a shot deep, and he will have a touchdown. A touchdown, Calvin Gilbert. SEMO right back in it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about a little bit earlier. It's quick, and you can score points quick in this game, and they did a good job of getting that ball downfield. Just a nice fade route. Coverage was pretty good, and as soon as he turned back and looked, got a little bit of loss of where the ball was. Well thrown football right there. Nice throw and catch for a long touchdown for SEMO, exactly what they needed.
So after 2 last week, Gilbert touchdown catches. He gets one here. 38-yard score. Redhawks can cut the lead right back to 12. And Keller does just that. Quick strike, SEMO, 6 plays, 75 yards. It took less than 2.5 minutes. And it's now 35-23.
That's a key, Dylan. It took less than a short period of time. There looks like there's a flag down on that play, but both teams are off the field. So probably be assessed on the kickoff.
The try is good. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team, number 76, his first of the game. The 15-yard penalty is enforced on the kickoff.
And that will be a media timeout. A SEMO touchdown, Gilbert into the end zone. Got a 12-point game, 9:45 to go. (35-23) Tennessee Tech leads. Look at the way the score has gone quarter by quarter. Big third for the Redhawks. That was part of the 13 unanswered they scored. 2 quick touchdowns for Tech. Chima Iwagwu, the fumble.
Let's watch and see.
Here's Holloway. Trey Holloway, an opening, spinning his way to the 45-yard line, and it is good field position for Tennessee Tech.
Trey Holloway is capable of breaking it at any time, as we've seen a couple of times, once on the punt return and once on that kickoff return right there. One person saved it or he would have been gone. Tennessee Tech with really good field position. What Tech needs here is to have some success with this series of plays right here and run some clock if they can.
Golden Eagles had a drive, resulted in a Quintel Quinn touchdown last time the offense was out there. It is now Jennings in the backfield. And they'll give him the football. Jennings, a change in direction. He is hitting the backfield. One of the first to get there, Slade Dollar.
Good start right there. Just a little zone play for Tennessee Tech. SEMO has had several in the box, and they're really attacking that run. That has been their game plan. And then getting pressure on that quarterback has worked very good for them today. See what Tennessee Tech's able to spread them out a little bit and get the ball downfield.
It is a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Keiko Vesperis. He'll look to throw, has time, zips it near side, the completion. Tremel Jones, right near the first down marker.
Real close to first down yardage. I don't think they're calling it yet, are they?
Yeah, they will spot him a yard short.
2nd down and a long yard there. Should be 3rd down. 3rd down and a yard. Same package stays in. Quintel goes out.
Becomes an important play. with 8.5 left. A 3rd and 1.
Interesting. No backs in the backfield. Quarterback, 2 tight ends.
Littles goes in motion. They fake it to him. It's an opening for Keikoa Vesperis. It's a first down for Keikoa Vesperis.
Only needed a short yard. Got about 3 out of it. That's probably the longest run by the quarterback since the start of the game there. They've done a really good job of keeping Vesperis from getting big gains. Lindenwood last week had a good rushing game, a couple of touchdowns, but it was enough for the first down. Keep moving the clock for Tennessee Tech, 7:50 left.
Golden Eagles in no rush. Clock a friend of Tech. Littles gets the carry, bursts up the middle, crossing the 40-yard line, and a nice gain, Aiden Littles, the sophomore, on first down.
Impressive push right there for Tennessee Tech. There's 9 in the box. Count them, 9 in the box. Safeties were up, tight ends were in, and they are just loading that box, just daring Tennessee Tech to go over top.
Sylvie the stop for SEMO. Pick up a 5 to bring up 2nd and 5. 12-point game, or about 7 minutes. At what point does the clock really become a factor?
Well, to Tennessee Tech, they're doing a good job of milking it and keeping that ball, positive yardage, moving. Take as much time as they possibly can.
Littles, again the carry. Aiden Littles, watch him go. A first down, whole lot more. Aiden Littles.
Oh, call.
And there's the flags.
Got to throw the flag on that.
And Littles gets tackled out of bounds. And so they will add more to the end of the run.
Obviously out of bounds,
After
Trell
the play was
Riley.
over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 1. That foul is enforced half the distance to the goal line from the end of the run. So automatic.
Maybe a little frustration
first
there.
down.
You'll see right here, nice play. Good kick out block by the tight end right there. He shows his speed. And right here, he's out of bounds, well out of bounds. Just kind of threw him down there. Personal foul. Tennessee Tech will get to the 8-yard line. Clock down to 6:46. Probably want a couple of running plays here. Milk as much off the clock as they possibly can. Of course, the touchdown will be okay, too, for Tennessee Tech at this juncture.
Littles got 23. They added 8 more to the end. First and goal from the 8. It is Littles, still on his feet.
On the carry, number 35.
Just shy of the 5.
Really nice job by SEMO on the misdirection of staying at home. He picked up a quick couple of yards, and then they met him right there. Nice, tough run, but really good defense on that play.
Patterson the tackle. We approach 6 minutes left at Tucker Stadium. Tennessee Tech trying to add on. Golden Eagles by a dozen. Second and goal from the 6. Tennessee Tech just now breaking the huddle. It's Jennings in the backfield. Using all of the play clock. Jennings the carry. Not a whole lot of running room. Nowhere to go. Qdarius Jennings. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, really good job there by the defensive front. Locking that down before it even had a chance of getting going.
Sylvie brings him down.
Like Latreon Thompson maybe on the tackle there.
3rd and goal from the 7. Lost a yard on the play.
Clock's running, 3rd down, 7 to go. Tennessee Tech taking as much time as they possibly can right before they snap the ball. 15 seconds to go on the down clock.
And now Tech will take a timeout.
Charge timeout. Tennessee Tech, they're first. This is a full media timeout.
Well, you heard Brandon McCain, a full media timeout. So we'll step aside. Golden Eagles with a 3rd and goal when we return. 4:59 remaining inside Tucker Stadium. play that got Tennessee Tech goal to go. Aiden Little's the 23-yard rush. Then you tack on the penalty at the end of the play. That made it 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Tennessee Tech had picked up 2, but then a loss of 2. So it is now 3rd and goal coming out of the media timeout. We've got 4:59 remaining in Cookeville. Tech by 12. Vesperis. And we've got whistles, we've got a flag, we've got a false start against Tech.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I think that may be the first penalty for Tennessee Tech this half. Actually, they had the personal foul. So
ball is now at the 12-yard line, where it is 3rd down and goal. A field goal would keep it a 2-possession contest. Vesperis takes the snap. He's going to give it to Qdarius Jennings. Jennings, he's near the 5, change of direction. Jennings gets to the end zone. Oh, what a touchdown, Qdarius Jennings. Golden Eagles add on.
Great initial push up in the beginning, and then he did the rest. Could have went any number of directions. Watch this initial push by the offensive line right there, creating that hole. Made the missed tackle right there, adjusted, and got in the end zone, nose for the goal line. Huge play for Tennessee Tech.
A drive that took 4 minutes and 46 seconds. A 12-yard rushing touchdown, his 2nd of the game's Jennings. He's got a conference-leading 9 rushing touchdowns. And the extra point is good. 42-23. Tennessee Tech finds the end zone again.
Excellent drive there by Tennessee Tech. A little help on the penalty, but sustained the drive. Got a lot of clock. When this drive started, we all said the best thing Tennessee Tech could do is just run some time.
Well, this is a look at what else is going on in the conference. Eastern Illinois has a lead at Charleston Southern. They're about to start the 4th quarter there. Tennessee State and Western Illinois, that's a good one going on. Nashville's Nissan Stadium late in the 3rd. A lot of intrigue. Gardner-Webb, Lindenwood, that's 2 teams sitting at 2-1 along with SEMO in the conference. Gardner-Webb on the road, leading by 2 possessions late in the first half.
Surprising a little bit to me after watching Lindenwood last week and how effective their offense was. So that tells us a little bit about Gardner-Webb.
Gardner-Webb will be in Cookeville, homecoming next Saturday. We'll have that game for you on ESPN+. SEMO returns to Houck Field in Cape Girardeau. They'll play host to Charleston Southern at 1 p.m. The kickoff under 5 minutes left. Rubel will have a chance at a return. The lane closes quickly, and we'll see the Red Hawks on offense.
Good downfield coverage there. All lanes were covered.
SEMO, who's been hanging tough. They scored the 13 unanswered, came back with a touchdown. What they did against the Tech offense early, though, you look up and it's a 19-point game with 4:44 left.
I think everything Tennessee Tech has got this game they've really earned, because I think SEMO coming in had a really good defensive game plan with forcing a lot of pressure on Vesperis and making him make some quick decisions. It's just Tennessee Tech just kept with what works for them and kept on hammering in there, throwing the ball when they needed to, and created this lead that they have.
Jax Leatherwood, first play of the drive, is a reception to Bryant. He's been busy. He's able to get enough for the first down to the 35-yard line of Southeast Missouri.
It's going to be full 2-minute offense now for SEMO the rest of the game.
Shepard the stop, going quickly. Leatherwood fires it far side with a reception. Gilbert continue to go his direction. That is his 10th catch in the game. He's got a touchdown. He also has over 100 yards receiving.
Tennessee Tech can get some more defensive backs in the game. They're more of their nickel package.
Pickup of 7. 2nd and 3. Leatherwood And that one is initially caught. Will they rule it a fumble? No, they'll say incomplete. Went to Campedro.
The result of the
I think that's a
play,
pretty good call. I think
incomplete pass. It's third down.
I think he's bobbling along the way there.
3rd and 3. Now under 4 minutes remaining. Redhawks ready. Leatherwood. Pressure. Leatherwood throws it. Reception. First down, Southeast Missouri. And there's going to be flags that come in after Brown moved the chains.
I think they're saying that Swofford might have grabbed the face mask there.
Personal
Got a
foul.
pretty good view of it.
Face mask. Defense, number 4. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. First down.
Oh, number 4. It wasn't Swofford at all. Look right here. Nice little flip pass. Or here comes Swofford to make the tackle. That's where I thought it was.
And that's where it is.
So it was a wrong number.
They convert, add 15 to the end of it. Hey, look up, SEMO's at the 32-yard line at Tennessee Tech. Trying to cut it back down to a 2-possession affair. And the officials talking.
Clock's moving. I don't know if it was supposed to be or not.
Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes and 52 seconds. The clock will start on the snap.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
With 3:53 left. 1st and 10. 4 wide, SEMO, 3 to the top of the screen. Jax Leatherwood taking a shot deep, and it goes incomplete. He wanted Gilbert. It sailed out of bounds. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, nice coverage there on the back shoulder fade for Tennessee Tech. Bryson was right on it. Was able to get his head turned around and hand up at the last minute to deflect the ball.
Second and 10 play, Leatherwood. This one is tipped and incomplete. Pedro couldn't squeeze it to bring up 3rd and long.
One of the few bad throws right there for Leatherwood, throwing it behind his receiver. Popped it up in the air, had a chance of being intercepted, but hit the ground. We'll stop the clock. 3:43 left in the ball game. Big play here for SEMO.
Leatherwood's 23 of 31 for 232 yards and a touchdown. After Weber started the game, threw for over 100 yards, and there's a flag.
Usually don't stop it unless it's unevaded, unless someone drew him off. We'll see if it's offsides.
Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Trying to push the Redhawks to a 3rd down and 15. Leatherwood, all sorts of pressure, and he'll go down. Wrapped him up from behind, Maurice Lapierre.
Good job continuing that pursuit by Lapierre, because I think the quarterback felt like he had an open field out in front of him. He didn't realize he was back behind him. He dove out, got his legs, and brought him down. Nice play.
And the Redhawks will have to go for it here on a 4th and 15. And a timeout taken, Tennessee Tech.
Charge timeout, Tennessee Tech. Their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
Fourth and 15. The football is right now be a 53-yard field goal. You could make it a 2-possession game, but 16 points, you need the 2-point conversions and everything like that. Also 53 yards long kick. 4th and 15, though, pretty difficult as well. Just a tough spot for SEMO to be in.
Tough spot, highly unlikely. It has been done before, so you can't rule it out. Still plenty of time left in the ball game. But it'll take a good completion right here, a good play call, good completion here to give them a chance to make that happen.
Officially 4th and 14.
we talked about earlier, just Tech's doing a good job of staying to their game plan, and everything's not worked perfectly like you think it might. SEMO's had really good defensive game plan against the offense of Tennessee Tech today. You wouldn't think that. I know there's 42 points on the board, but they've really worked hard to earn every bit of that.
Football at the 36. They've got to get to the Tech 22. Leatherwood. Pressure.
Ball.
Leatherwood lost the football, dives on top of it. SEMO will turn it over on downs.
They've got to give that up to pressure on the defensive line there, getting through against 5 blocking receivers. They only sent 4, actually sent 3. Number 52 got in there for Tennessee Tech and hit the ball, was able to cause him to drop it there, and did a good job, turned the ball over, that effectively pretty much being the end of the game.
Redhawks have all 3 of their timeouts. It's a 3-possession contest with 3:07 to go. Obviously, the clock will also stop the 2-minute timeout.
Great play there, Dylan. That was 52 Seth Vaughn for Tennessee Tech out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Very big play.
Golden Eagles looking well on their way. Chance to get to 8-0 this season. The first time since 1977. Tennessee Tech on the ground goes Obisani. Really good to see him back, as we mentioned. He missed the final 8 games of last year. First 3 of this year. Good game against Tennessee State in a season debut. Scored back-to-back touchdowns against Western Illinois and Charleston Southern. Missed last week against Lindenwood. Back in the fold today.
Yeah, glad to see Sonny back in there and get some carries. A lot of speed.
He got 4 on that play. 2nd and 6. Golden Eagles will let the clock run, take the snap. Sonny again bursts his way close to the 50. Looks like he'll be a yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1. Should carry us to the 2-minute timeout. And it will. We've got 2 minutes left in Cookeville. Tennessee Tech leads SEMO 42-23 right here on ESPN+. Play, 2 minutes left. Dylan Vazano and Sam Brooks here on ESPN+. Ella Fox on graphics, Colin Latch replay, Ethan Putnam directing, Josiah Jackson producing. It is a 3rd and 1. Football at the 49-yard line. With a 3rd quarter that saw SEMO outscore Tech 10-0. It was a 5-point game entering the 4th. All Tech since. Sani tripped up, but he looks to be just shy. SEMO will then take the timeout here.
Southeast Missouri State, their first.
It is 4th down.
Timeout.
Really less than a yard. See what Tennessee Tech looks to do. The first of the 3 timeouts for Southeast Missouri. Stretch for the Golden Eagles in terms of conference play. 3 of the first 4 were on the road. 3 of the final 4 are at home. There's also that non-conference affair at the University of Kentucky on November 15th.
Now, anxious to see what they do here. Looks like they got the punt team in. Last couple games in the last 2 minutes, Tennessee Tech has got some long plays.
They'll have to figure out what happened to Spencer Ashby, as he has been sitting without his jersey on. He punted to start the game. Gavin Wilson. Well, hopefully, Ashby is a great punter. Okay, here comes Tennessee Tech. Golden Eagles thinking about it. Maybe just trying to draw SEMO off sides.
Why not?
Tech takes the timeout.
Charge time, Tennessee Tech. Their 3rd and final. It's a 30-second timeout.
This game at 42-23, and I know that you played football at Tennessee Tech as a receiver and have the season that they're going through. Kind of what's been that like from maybe that sort of perspective, a minute 54 from getting to 8-0?
Well, I tell you, it's incredible. And just me individually growing up in Cookeville and playing ball at Cookeville High School, coming to Tennessee Tech and playing football here. And then if you'd asked me then if I'd be up in the box with the great Dylan Vazano
Too kind.
on ESPN. I'm serious, though. I mean, there's a lot of folks. Growing up, you watch ESPN, you watch football. That was a huge thing for me. I mean, especially as an aspiring football player that was, 5'9" and 135 pounds in high school to get to play college football. So to be up here with you and just have this opportunity is just a blessing. And for this particular situation, for Tennessee Tech to be doing as good as they are, it's been something that, let's watch the play right here on the punt return.
That's Brian on the return.
It's just something that is very special for me and a lot of other folks in Cookeville and alumni in Golden Eagle Nation from across the nation. And so
Officials timeout for
I don't take any of that for granted. It's a very special thing. And like I said, as a kid, if I thought I'd be up here on ESPN doing a Tennessee Tech football game, I think that'd be a pretty special thing. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love having you here, of course. Our production team here at ESPN Plus, again, I mean, they're the best in the business. Ella Fox on graphics, Colin Latch replay, Ethan Putnam directing, Josiah Jackson producing. Been on point all afternoon. Got a minute 44 left in this game. It's one of the Golden Eagle captains, Miles Cooney.
Looks to be up and good now. Beautiful day here in Cookeville for football. We've been very blessed this year. Every game, they've been away a couple games, been awful rainy and stormy, but in Cookeville it's been very nice this year.
And the last 2, there's just heavy rainfall throughout the Lindenwood, Charleston Southern games. Here's the Leatherwood snap. Pump fake, then dumps it down incomplete. Off of Brown, 2nd and 10. Well, big thing for SEMO is they got to be thrilled to have Leatherwood back and healthy. I mean, the game that he's having, you can see the way this offense, they got the great receivers in Pedro, Gilbert. We haven't heard a lot from Cheers, but he's a good receiver as well. There's Pedro on cue, spins away from a couple of tackles and has enough for the first down.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Dylan. SEMO is a really good football team. And I just, you know, so far, this has been Tennessee Tech's year. They've got everything together. They're very deep. They have a very fast football team. And it's led to these big scores that they've been getting. Oh, nice.
Through traffic, up the ladder. Bryant brings it down.
Yeah, nice little seam route on a bullet from Leatherwood down the middle of the field. Another strike.
Oh, look at this throw.
Beautiful throw right down the middle.
To the Tech 40. Redhawks again moving the football. That one will be incomplete. Last one went for 25 to Bryant.
That one, better be glad it was tipped, because defensive back had a break on the ball and he would have been gone if it had been anywhere near the receiver.
269 yards, Leatherwood, 103 for Weber. So SEMO has passed for 372 yards.
You just see when Leatherwood came in the game, it just gave a spark to the offensive team, and he's done a good job.
He'll throw again here with pressure from behind. Does complete the pass. Falling forward, first down, Brown. It looks like actually just shy the first down.
Yeah, nice job getting rid of that football. He had somebody right on his arm as he released it.
Redhawks take a timeout.
Charge timeout. Southeast Missouri State, their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
It'll be a 3rd and 1, the 31-yard line. This would send SEMO to its second conference loss. We know that between Lindenwood and Gardner-Webb, one of those teams will have a second conference loss. One will be 3-1. Martin's 3-1. His Tech team about to get to 5-0 in the league.
5-0 in the league, 9-0 and 13 game winning streak. Yeah. Just incredible. When you talk about Coach Wilder at the first of the game, you got to give the man credit. I mean, he's in his second year, and he's got Tennessee Tech to right now 8th in the nation. Honestly, in all reality, competing for a national championship, and it's just incredible to have that quick of a turnaround. Golden Eagle Nation, very happy of that.
3rd and 1 play. Reception made as they go to Bryan. The forward progress. I don't think they have moved the chains just yet.
Southeast Missouri
SEMO
State
takes another
timeout.
timeout.
Final. It's a 30-second timeout.
Just got right back to the line. Yeah, that's going to be short, so it'll be 4th and 1 now.
Try to loop that ball back around the defender. He should just put his head down and lean forward. He was at
the game clock to 50 seconds. 5-0.
That's the final Southeast Missouri timeout.
He was at the mark when he caught it and kind of spun around and went back. And when the tackle was made, 1 yard short. A good call there by the line judge on the spot.
Break the 3-game slide as well. Tech against SEMO, and will even up the all-time series. It's 17 apiece. Been a lot of good games between these two over the years. On a 4th down play, Brown unable to get it. And that is incomplete. Thought maybe for a second, backwards pass, not the case. Southeast Missouri turns it over on downs. It's Tech football with 46 seconds left.
Tennessee Tech defense doing a really good job.
Looks like there's a flag.
Yep. See it on the ground after the play.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Southeast Missouri, number 21, hits first of the game, 15-yard penalty, first down, Tennessee Tech.
Tennessee Tech's defense just doing such a great job in the second half after that initial long drive coming out of the half that SEMO was able to get. Look at the replay right here. Play's dead now. Let's see where it foul may have came from. I didn't see anything there that they saw, so must have been something off the camera.
Golden Eagles will be able to take the knee. Tech in victory formation. They will get to 8-0. The longest active winning streak in FCS football will continue. 13 straight. Tennessee Tech. A 5-point game entering the fourth. Golden Eagles score 21 in the final quarter. And Tennessee Tech ends up winning by 19. Another great win for the Golden Eagles, Sam.
Yeah, very good win. Tough game, tougher than it looks on the scoreboard, but good execution. Like SEMO's game plan coming in, but Tennessee Tech was just too much for them today.
That is the end of the game.
Well, Tech gets the win. SEMO, the loss, drops into 2-2 in the league, 3-5 overall. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Ella Fox on graphics, Colin Latch replay, Ethan Putnam directing, Josiah Jackson producing. So for Sam Brooks, I'm Dylan Vazano saying so long from Tucker Stadium in Cookeville, Tennessee. The final score, Tennessee Tech 42, SEMO 23. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.